overtime here in the Winnipeg High School Football League. Today we have the Tech Bach Hornets and the Churchill Bulldogs fighting it out for the title. Both teams played in the Currie Division this year, and they've advanced to our new 6-team playoff format. Both teams have solid defense and nice balances between running and passing. And Ron, just while we get on here for about a minute before game time, how do you size up today's matchup?
Well, the big key today will be how well Tech Bach's linebackers can handle the running game with Churchill. We saw the game against St. Paul's Churchill on Tuesday night, I guess it was, and it was a very physical ball game. The teams were really running at each other. Tech Bach had an easy game with a 38-2 win over Maples. On Churchill's side defensively, we have to be concerned about how well their secondary can cover the passing attack of Tech Bach, which has been known to put 2-3 touchdowns on the board per game.
We're just hoping we get a couple of seconds here, Ron, where we can show some highlights from the semifinal action. It was played here Tuesday night, and there was just some tremendous action. There's Derek Morrow on his way for a touchdown with an interception. That's some of the highlights. That's one highlight from the semifinal high school action on last Tuesday, November the 1st here at the Velodrome. Here's Ed Janecek dropping back to pass. A quick little pass to Peter Rasky. He carries the ball up midfield, keeps his legs driving. Look at that leg drive. He goes for another 10, 15 meters before Polishka finally brings him down for the Maples. What a super play, Peter Rasky. There's Janecek pitching the ball to Glenroy Wheeler. He heads out around right end, and once he turns it up, he looks like he's going to go for a touchdown. He does. He does a little taunting there the last 5 meters, and that's touchdown, Glenroy Wheeler, David's younger brother. Here's Tony DeStasio for the Bulldogs. He drops back to pass. He's looking out in the flat area. There's Chris Jameson. Chris picks up the ball, and he just churns down the sideline, outruns number 20, I believe that's Dick for the Crusaders. Touchdown Churchill. That's how they started the ball game scoring. Then here comes Peter Harewood, 94-meter touchdown run. He starts off left guard, veers out right. Cam Parliament has a shot at him at midfield, but young Peter sure just keeps on going. 94-meter touchdown run. That's the second longest one in high school football this year. There's Tony DeStasio, back to pass. He hangs it up to his tight end, Mike Richardson, and that's the pass that set up the winning touchdown in overtime. And here's the winning touchdown in overtime. John Andrews up and over as the Bulldogs defeat the Crusader in semifinal high school football league action at the Velodrome. I should mention that Tom Sherbrooke, our broadcasting colleague, is away down at your alma mater, UND, this weekend, and he really regrets that he's not here to do this championship game, Ron. It's too bad, but we welcome, thanks for helping us out. I know you enjoyed doing that last game.
Thank you, Bob.
And you must be very proud of your Grand Park Pirate team, too, how they finished the league doing so well in their last 3 games.
Well, we came along and played well. I think we finally got it all together, and again, we played Churchill, and we played St. Paul's and gave them 2 good, excellent ball games. Then we beat St. John's in the final in Kelvin. So in the last ball games, we were 2-2 over our last 4.
Right now, we've gone to our public address announcer, Arnie Taylor, and we're going to introduce the starting teams here.
The defensive halfback, number 12, Jim Harvey. Defensive halfback, number 21, Mike Chemelinsky. Safety, number 22, Dale Hutchinson. Number 25,
players. There they are, coming out on the field.
Corner linebacker, number 10, Lauren Davies. Inside linebacker, number 44, Jeff Getty. Middle linebacker, number 40, Gary DePatt. Inside linebacker, number 36, Rick Urso. And corner linebacker, number 88, Pat Belanger. The nose guard, number 55, Tony Wall. The right end, number 50, Mike Dean. And the left end, number 54, Jamie Christensen. The offense of the Tech Bach Hornets, number 55, center, Pat Morrow. The guard, number 63, Lee Geese. At guard, number 66, Paul Miller. At tackle, number 65, Glenn Featherstone. At tackle, number 67, Ron Jackman. At split end, number 21, Sean Kresnecki. At split end, number 25, Daryl Renault. At slot back, number 77, Daryl Harder. At Slot back, number 71, Derek Morrow. Running back, number 32, Peter Rasky. Running back, number 11, Dave Godfrey. Quarterback, number 17, Ed Janacek. The officials for this afternoon's game, the referee, Mr. Thompson, the line umpire, Mr. Davis, the deep umpires, Mr. Shorten and Mr. Hollick, the head linesman, Mr. Toff, and the field judge, Mr. Tisdale.
Thank you, Artie, for those introductions. I believe coming up here shortly, we're going to have Old Canada, and then we'll be underway in today's ball game. A game, Ron, a lot of people have been waiting for here. 3 months of hard work have gone into this, preparing for this ball game.
Well, there's 11 teams in Winnipeg High School Football League, Bob, and the best two are remaining right now by way of playoff system, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, we're just going to have our national anthem right now. There's some of the fans standing up there in the crowd right in front of our press box, and it's going to be kind of a condensed version, I know that. Listen to that crowd, Ron. You can tell it's a showdown time coming here. In a few seconds away, a lot of those butterflies will disappear, and those starting players will get into action and feel real good about things, I'm sure.
Well, the first hit will make a big difference. There's a lot of people are real excited over there on both sidelines by looking at the teams take the field. Tech Rock will be kicking off to Churchill, kicking from our right to left. An interesting thing we have to look at in this ball game is Churchill's been in the final 3 of the last 3 years. They won the first one against Grand Park. Last year they were beat by St. Paul's in the 50th anniversary ball game. This year against Tech Rock. This is Tech Rock's first final in, I guess it's about 15 years, so you have to wonder if a playoff experience factor will play in effect on this one.
That's right. The last time Hornets won championships were back in 1957 and 1958, and our public address announcer, Arnie Taylor, was the head coach for both those teams. And I know Arnie must have a lot of mixed emotions today. A former Hornet coach, he's been teaching at Churchill for the last few years. I'm sure, though, like all of us here, we just want a real super interesting game. And
if we can have a
gear yourself up for a little overtime again?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I say if we can have a football game like we had that Churchill-St. Paul's game on Tuesday night, I think that's all the fans can ask for at this one.
Getting ready to kick off is Ed Janacek, the quarterback for the Tech Block Hornets, and play is underway here this Saturday afternoon at the Velodrome. It's a short kick. Mike Richardson, the up man, takes it for the Bulldogs, and he gets the ball up to around the 40-meter line. And again, I think it's pretty evident from that opening kickoff that the Bulldogs are going to have quite an edge in the kicking department here.
Well, Janacek does all their kicking. He's also their starting quarterback, so that's something that Coach Conrad's got to be real concerned about, is if he gets hurt on a special team, what's going to happen to his offense, losing their starting quarterback. Churchill using Warren Davies, a 3-year veteran. He's been in 3 of these city finals, so he's got a lot of experience in this type of ballgame.
There's Tony D'Estasio, brings Churchill out. The ball's on the Churchill 39-meter line. We'll see how the Bulldogs start the game. They give to Chris Jamieson off left tackle, and Jamieson pops through for about a 4-meter gain, putting up a 2nd and 6 situation for Churchill.
Again, they're coming out like they did on Tuesday night against St. Paul's and against Daniel Mack. They're using Jamieson running weak side and letting Andrews and Steve Poor lead the blocking. As we mentioned on Tuesday night, John Andrews did lead the high school league in scoring. Unfortunately for him, in the touchdown he scored against St. Paul's in the overtime, he fractured his hand, so we'll be interested to see how well that, or how much that affects his play today.
There's the starting lineup there for our viewers at home. We're back to live action. Tony D'Estasio brings them out. 2nd down here. They give to John Andrews. He cuts the ball up, and John's going to have a 1st down for Churchill at midfield. And that play was quite nice. We'll try and get the tackler for you. It looked like number 64, on the play.
Yeah, Gary Sawchuk did a good job. A good run by Andrews. He was outside, cut it back inside, and we will have a measurement for the check for the 1st down.
I know Sawchuk's played a lot of offensive line for the Tech Block Hornets this year, but he switched to defense, I know, for this game. And Tech Block has real good team size and those linemen here. And there's a measurement right at midfield. You should have a pretty good look at this one, Ron. You're sitting right on the
I think they've got it, Bob, just by about half a football length. And what do we have? Up by the length of the football, I guess. So it's 1st and 10 for Churchill at midfield. The impressive start for Churchill, 2 offensive plays and a first down.
So they start again for the Bulldogs as they try to keep the ball away from Tech Bach. That's one way to beat the Hornets, is make sure Ed Janacek can't handle that ball.
Well, that's going to be a big responsibility of those linebackers for Tech Bach, is how well they can shut down that strong running attack of Churchill.
1st and 10. They just give to, that looked like 34 Andrews. He pops loose, he's down, he hurdles one tackler, and a nice, it looks like a 25-meter gain for the Bulldogs off left tackle. And what a super start for Churchill here as they run down the first 2 minutes of this first quarter. Nice start. There's a picture of John Andrews going back to the huddle. Don Birch, Mike Richardson, number 50, Mike Dean.
Interesting run by John Andrews, a power off tackle, Bob. He broke through the through the defensive line, broke it out to the sidelines and turned upfield. George Sanderson got a good block that probably picked up another 6-7 meters downfield.
I know the first time these two teams played, Churchill did not have a lot of success running the ball, so this has got to give them a little confidence. It's first down Bulldogs. They give inside to Andrews. He keeps driving. Looks like a good 5-meter gain for Churchill as we run down to 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And so far, all Churchill in the early going.
Well, they're putting together an impressive drive. This is the 4th play of the drive, and they've moved the ball from their 35-40-meter line. Right now, they're down on about the 19 of Tech Bach, and they haven't done anything fancy, just some power off tackle, and that's what they're coming with.
There's a shot at the Tech Bach defense. They've got Shane Lewin, linebacker, Brian Kemp at the tackles, Jackman, Sawchuk, Combat, linebackers, Morrow, Bowles, Burley, and Mello, Pearson, Shelby, and Still, defensive backs. There's Estasio, back to pass. Jameson is open. Oh, he dropped the ball, nearly intercepted, which would have been bad news as Mello was in there for the Hornets, almost picked that one off out in the open area. There's a deflected, it looked like off Jameson's helmet.
Oh, he turned on the ball well, got his hands up, but couldn't come out to catch it. It looked like the same play that they scored against St. Paul's the first play with. They just ran a little play action to the left side and then hit the little flats with Jameson leaking through out into the flat area.
3rd and 5 situation. Lauren Davies into the game to attempt a field goal. He'll be kicking for, looks like, the 25-meter line. That's certainly within his range. There's a very good snap. The pin. The kick is up, a driving kick, but it's wide. He hooked it to the left. Number 27, Still's going to ground the ball for the Hornets. I think he'll give up a point as he stepped out of bounds. So the Churchill Bulldogs jump out 1-0 as Davies just hooks the placement wide to the left, and a smart play by Tech Bach to just give up the point. I think take field position at their own 30-meter line.
Oh, I noticed George Sanderson holding on that field goal attempt, Bob, and all through the year Tony DeStazzo's been doing it, so you have to wonder if there was maybe some lack of confidence that way, or maybe it was a bad hold out. It's hard to say. It looked like he did hook it and kick it wide left.
Tech Bach out with the ball. They're going on a quick count. They're juggling to get position. There's a procedure penalty for sure. Janacek hits the turf. And it'll be interesting what I just think the Bulldogs might decline the penalty in this situation.
Oh, I would think so. The Tech Bach lost about 4 meters on the play. It looked like a little confusion. You wonder if they're a little nervous still being caught up in the high school final football game. They didn't seem real sure of themselves as they came out over the football.
It looked like they're trying to overshift their linemen, but you have to be a little more subtle about doing it than that, Ron.
Well, St. Paul's had a lot of success with it on Tuesday night, so it looks like Tech Bach's an attempt to do the same thing.
2nd and 13, passing situation coming up here for the Hornets. There's Ed Janacek straight back. He's looking down the middle of the field. He gets good pressure from the blitz. And, number 44, Getty's there, and there's a couple other players there. And what a start with the Churchill Bulldogs.
Oh, Jeff Getty was in, Mike Richardson, they just met. The thing they did well on that play, Bob, is they contained Janacek. If you get in trouble, if you try to force him, he gets outside and gives himself some time to move around. He's an excellent open field runner and picks up his receivers well downfield when he's pressured. Good job by Churchill defense to contain.
I think that wind's kind of let up, Ron, so I don't see it as being too much of a factor. If there is a slight wind, I think it favors Tech Bach right now from the southwest, but it doesn't seem to be much. There's a high snap. Janacek gets it, not much of a rush. He gets one of his better kicks of the season away as Andrews is back to field it, and he takes it right at his own 45, but he's brought down just short of the midfield line.
Dale Renaud on the tackle.
There, Andrews and Urso.
And Dale Renaud made the tackle, did a good job, played off the block of Urso and made the tackle on Andrews for little or no gain.
First down Churchill, they're at their 49. We have 8:40 remaining here in the first quarter, and so far it's been all Churchill. They only lead by 1 point, but they've controlled the ball as Tech Bach just had it for 3 plays. There's Nastasio. He gives to Jameson, but a good play by the left corner linebacker. That's Morrow. We called his name many a time on Tuesday night. I think Tom Sherbrooke interviewed young Derek Morrow. And that was just maybe a 4-meter gain on the play for the Bulldogs.
Well, he's the one that picked off that pass against Maples in their first drive and took it back for a touchdown that got them going well, Bob. So he's out to another good start, another fine ball game.
It's going to be interesting to see if the Bulldogs put the ball in the air here. 2nd and 6 situation. Gallus is in the game here for Birch as a wide receiver. No, they're going to run this side. Gallus gets a good block. Jameson turns up, keeps driving. First down territory for the Bulldogs. Nice running by Chris Jameson. A good block by number 7, the wide receiver, Dave Gallus.
What they did, Bob, they sent Dave Gallus down in motion to crack back on the outside linebacker, trying to seal off the inside so that as Jameson comes around outside, he's got a lane. Good block by John Andrews, leading him out to kick out the defensive corner coming up. Jameson turned inside and picked up the first down.
There's a shot of the Bulldog huddle. There's a picture of Gallus, who was a 6'4" basketball player over there in Bulldog land. Here's Nastasio coming out over the ball. They send Jameson in motion to the left. The give is to the second man, Andrews, straight ahead. He looks like he's got 5 meters as the middle of that line. Yellen, Dean, and Jamie Christensen doing a good job knocking that Hornet defensive line back.
Well, right now it looks like that Churchill offensive line is dominating the line of scrimmage right now, Bob. They're coming off and doing a good job right up the middle. Pretty tough. That's one of Tech Box strengths, is their linebacking core and the strength of that defensive interior line. So Churchill's offensive line doing a real good job right now.
2nd and a long 5 here for the Bulldogs as they try to control the clock in the first quarter. We're just underway here at the Velodrome, and the weatherman has certainly given us a break. There's Chris Jameson heading left. Number 14, Mello, comes up to make the tackle, but Jameson is into first down territory. However, there's a flag. We'll wait till the officials sort this one out.
That play was a little slow developing, Bob. It didn't seem that the timing was right for Churchill. The crackback occurred, but the ball carrier wasn't outside to take advantage of that crackback. A good play by Franz Mello, though, to come up and hit Jameson in the backfield. He broke the tackle, but it slowed him down and allowed the pursuit to catch up and make the tackle.
There's a picture of the officials there. A holding call charged against the Bulldogs. Oh, how those penalties hurt you in playoffs, Ron. But both teams are going to get penalties today. You just hope you get less than they do.
Well, that's the thing. There's a lot of emotion in this game. A lot of people are getting ready to start and want to get to establish themselves, getting off the ball and making contact. And sometimes they're a little antsy and they get out and a little procedure call.
I see the left guard, Mike Dean, is out of the game for Churchill. He's over there on the bench, so we'll see what happens here. Tony Nastasio back to pass. He's a pretty good scrambler. He throws deep, but the ball hangs. Oh, it went right through and bounced off Birch's helmet, but I believe he was really screened on the play. It was good coverage there by the 2 safeties for the Tech Block Hornets, and that's going to bring up a kicking situation here for Churchill.
Good job by the defensive line of Tech Block. Applied pressure on Tony Nastasio, forced him out of the pocket. You see him come out, we get sealed. He runs outside, and he looked at him. He threw that ball off his back foot. Birch did have a chance to catch the football, though. It would have been an excellent catch, but it was a catch for football.
Kyle Mulvaney in to do the punting. He's a rookie punter for the Bulldogs. The snap kind of hangs. There's Mulvaney. Just an average kick down the middle. Looks like Renaud's got it. He heads out to the right. Number 40 to Pap. Tripped him up. A nice play, and he's pinned by Jeff Getty. And the Hornets are going to take over the ball right around their own 30-meter line. Tech Block needs to get a few first downs here, Ron.
Well, they've got to put a drive together. And I think in talking with Coach Conrad yesterday on the telephone, he mentioned that if Tech Block falls behind, they get a little frustrated and start taking unnecessary penalties. They try to get a little physical and make things happen, and it does bother them. So the sooner they can put a drive together and put points on the board, the better off it's going to be for Tech Block.
I know the Hornets have been really gearing up for this year. They've got a lot of senior players, 27 grade 12s on that roster, I noticed. They give to Rasky, but no way. It looks like Jeff Getty, 44, I believe, is there with the stop. That's the kind of play you want from your linebackers, Ron.
Well, he read the play, saw the ball carrier coming to his hole and filled on it. Did an excellent job, held him to a gain of about 1.5 meters, so we're looking at second and 8, second and 8.5. Good job by the linebackers. If they can control the running game of Tech Block like that, I think Churchill's going to have a fine afternoon.
Like you said, Ron, in these situations, these passing situations, too, they want to keep Janacek in the pocket, make him throw from the pocket.
That's right.
There's Janacek, and it's to Gottfried on a nice draw play, but middle linebacker stayed at home to Pap and made the tackle. The Hornets are going to be about 3 meters short of a first down, and I'd be very surprised if Coach Conrad doesn't send in the punting team here shortly. He's waiting for the yardstick boys to march it off.
Good play by number 40, Gary DePape for Churchill. Sat inside at his middle linebacker spot, read the play, and made the tackle short, 3 meters short of a first down. Again, Tech Vaughn punting.
I noticed the punting team doesn't come in for Tech Vaughn. They just leave their offensive unit out there to punt, and you got to remember, Ed Janacek can pass or run, but I don't think we'll see him. There's a good snap. There's a rush from the outside. There's a poor kick, but it's going out of bounds over by Coach Conrad there in the Tech Box bench. And where they marked the ball is only about a 12-meter kick from the line of scrimmage. And I mentioned earlier, Ron, I think the Bulldogs have a real advantage in the kicking game, and that could be a key factor before this game's over.
Well, Mulvaney's come along as their punter. He didn't kick much at the beginning of the year, but he's done a good job in the latter couple weeks. He's got his act together kicking. Lauren Davies, we saw him boom some balls against St. Paul's on Tuesday night. Did a good job with kicking off and field goals. He had plenty of distance on the field goal attempt that he missed, but he was just wide.
So far, the Bulldogs have enjoyed good field position. They get the ball again at their own 48-meter line. They've controlled the ball for most of the first quarter here. They give to Jamieson. Look at Jamieson lower that head. He goes for about 8 meters. Some nice power running by Chris Jamieson off left tackle, and that's a young rookie, Randy Ives, over there at the left side, and I'm surprised they go to the left as often as they do. They've got 2 rookies over there in the line, but they're doing a good job, Ron.
Well, most teams run, their strength is running right, but I think Paul Normando's done an excellent job with the offensive line of Churchill, and they feel confident that they can go either way. They run up the middle, they run power off left tackle, power off right tackle, and if you look at the running backs that Churchill has in Poor and Andrews and Jamieson, those 3 guys do an excellent job for each other. It doesn't matter who's carrying the football, the others 2 stick their nose in there, try to open holes up for each other.
Here's a shot of some of the spectators here for today's game. They're still filing in. The game started at about 5 after 1. A good crowd checking in here as the weatherman has really blessed us with some excellent weather here. John Andrews signals his bench that they're short by about the length of the football, so it'll be a second down situation. Nice passing situation for Churchill. 2nd and a foot to go.
It'd be an interesting call. Churchill was in that situation on Tuesday night against St. Paul's, and they threw a deep pass with the idea that they'd come back and pick up the first down on 3rd down. So we'll see what they do here.
I see Churchill's, Tech Box defensive backs are playing fairly deep. So there's a fumble on the exchange. It was knocked ahead, and if the Bulldogs recover this, they're going to be pretty lucky because it went right off Andrews' knee is the way I saw it.
It looked like the handoff was a little low, Bob, and it hit John's knee as he was coming up, and as in fact he kneed the ball ahead. Looked like almost like he kicked it.
Coach, I think that's an indication things are going your way when that happens.
Yeah, it sure is. If you can come up, if you make offensive mistakes, interceptions, fumbles, etc., things like that, and it bounces up your way, you're very lucky. Very fortunate in the game of this magnitude.
First down, Churchill. The ball's at the Tech Box 40-meter line. Tony DeStasio, he gives to John Andrews off left tackle. There's a flag thrown, and Andrews makes a nice 5-meter gain on the play.
Flag was thrown in that offensive line area, Bob, so you have to think it's going to be holding against Churchill. They're talking to Shane Ludit, the captain for Tech Vaughn, explaining his options, and it looks like they will be taking the penalty, moving Churchill back. And it's going to be another big one, another 10-yarder, holding's the call. And that's frustrating, Bob. You get a break offensively on a case of recovered fumble by your running back to pick up the first down, and instead of having good field position, 1st and 10 at the 40-meter line, a holding call moves it back. Now you're looking at 1st and 20. Pretty difficult for teams to pick up a first down on 2 running plays when it's 1st and 20.
Arnie Taylor informs us it's a 1st and 20 situation here for the Bulldogs right in midfield. DeStasio calls timeout. Didn't like the defense the Hornets had put up for this particular probably passing play. And we'll have a little pause here in the action, and maybe while we do, Ron, we could salute some of the minor football winners around town this year. The Bisons not being one of them. They finished 1-7 out of the playoffs, but the Winnipeg Hawkeyes won the junior title, St. Vital won the midget title, and St. James won the Bantam Trophy. So congratulations to all those teams. So the Winnipeg High School Football League, just a super year for amateur football here in Winnipeg. And there's a shot of the Tech Box cheerleaders and some of the crowd still filing in.
I think that's the tendency. People usually show up. They don't get there for the start of the game. They usually file in. You notice that at Jet games. You notice at Bomber games. And people file in during that first period of play or first quarter. And it's too bad. They've had some exciting plays this first half. Churchill's defense has come up big in times containing Janacek. And a few penalties have hurt the Bulldogs, though, because they've dominated play so far.
The score just appeared on your screens there. The Bulldogs lead 1-0 with 3:27 remaining in the first quarter. Churchill. 1st and 20, they play conservatively, give to Rick Urso, but no way. Number
55, Pat Morrow, excellent play.
And Ron Jackman in on the play. Nice defense, Hornets.
Urso comes in for Jamison. They interchange at that running back spot, Bob. Urso, again, a starting linebacker. He's one of the three. There are three-year players on that Churchill team that have played in 3 championship games. Rick Urso is one. Lauren Davies and Cam Parliament, a defensive back. They've been involved in all of the last 3 high school championship games, so you have to figure that they want to get in as much. There's a lot of experience in that playoff game.
Just a nice situation for a screen pass, maybe, Coach. It looks like about a 2nd and 22 situation. We'll see what they come up with here.
They give the draw.
There goes Jamison. He breaks the run. Nice gain, about a 15-meter gain. That's going to leave them short, however, the first down, but it'll bring up a kicking situation, and the Bulldogs should be able to pin the Hornets down around their goal line. I think we might see Churchill try and kick the ball out of bounds here. Down around the 5-meter line would be a good play.
Well, that would be an ideal thing. They don't want to get that ball down, kick it in the end zone, and give up the Tech Bach give up that single point and move the ball out to that 30-meter line. But the Churchill defense, or punter Kyle Mulvaney like to do, kick that thing out of bounds, pin them deep so that the Churchill defense can take over.
I know Tech Bach's not putting, a terrible snap, but there's no rush, and there's Mulvaney. He kicks it. Nice kick on the run. The ball hangs up. Renaud bobbles it. He picks it up with one hand, and he's down, and things worked out for the Churchill Bulldogs. But they've got to do something about those 3rd down snaps, Ron. You can't be lucky all the time.
Well, I know. We had a lot of problems. We had a lot of alluded to that in the St. Paul's game, Bob, how the snaps were up in the air, and they weren't carrying well. A bad snap. Good coverage by Churchill getting down, tackle at the 5-meter line, but an excellent job by Kyle Mulvaney. He picked the ball up, ran around left end, and as he was getting pressure from the last Tech Bach defensive man, got the ball off. Good punt, good coverage. Tech Bach's in the hold. 1st and 10 on their own 5-meter line.
We'll see if they come out conservatively or what Tech Bach does in this play here. There's Ed Janacek, checks over the Bulldog defense. He drops straight back to pass, and that's not being too conservative. Throwing deep to Renaud, and Renaud is there. He's got the ball at midfield. He just about breaks his tackle. Nice play, Cam Parliament to save a touchdown. What a play. That's how you win championship football games, Ron.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a big play. They just sent the 2 outside receivers on streaks right down the sidelines. Excellent throw, hung the ball up, threw it over Cam Parliament, the defensive safety on that side. Good tackle by Parliament, saved the touchdown. Excellent. That Renaud's an excellent receiver. Not only does he catch the ball well, but when he catches, he's got excellent running ability.
Ed Janacek really hung that ball up in the air very nicely. First down as the Hornets move over midfield around the 43-meter line. There's the fake. Janacek wants to run, but he wisely keeps the ball. Belanger makes the initial hit down low, and the rest of the Bulldogs sort of come in a pack there to pin him. You can see it looked like Janacek wanted to...
I think he wanted. They came at us on the screen, Bob. Brian going an option. They faked the dive up the middle. He came down. Good job by Churchill linebackers forcing out, making him take the ball and turn it up, of course. But by the time he did make the decision to turn up, there it was. The tackle made.
There's the replay, the tail end of the catch by Renaud. Super play for the Hornets here as they open things up. And they've got a 2nd 11 situation. As they lost a meter in the last play, they show motion right. Janacek looks right. He's going to pass right away. I believe that's Gottfried. Swings out breaks the first tackle. He's into first down territory. Lauren Davies misses the tackle. And finally, Gottfried is brought down from behind. Nice play, Tech Bach.
That play developed, Bob. You notice that all the motion went right. And what the Tech Bach offense is trying to do is isolate, make that defensive back pick one. And all Janacek does is as he rolls out right, he picks up the open receiver. As in this case, it was Godfrey coming out of the backfield, hit him, did a good job after contact was made by the Churchill defense. He picked about another 7 meters. Excellent run.
I think we saw them use that play very successfully against the Maples on Tuesday evening here. But now we're into final action here in the Winnipeg High School Football League. There's Janacek, a crossing pattern. They give to Rasky, but no way. As this time Belanger shuts it down from the corner linebacking position, and Jeff Getty is there also to make the tackle.
Good defensive play by Belanger. Came across the line of scrimmage, and Phil turned the ball carrier back up and then closed down on him. Again, Getty in to help out. Both people did a good job defensively on that football play.
2nd and 9 situation coming up for the Hornets. We'll see if this indicates pass. There's Janacek. He's straight back. He's looking to his left. He gets good pressure. He throws. No. somebody hung on for dear life, made the play. I believe it's Jamie Christensen.
Jamie Christensen had a hold of his leg. I think Janachuk wisely pulled it down instead of throwing it away. When you're in that position, someone hanging on one of your legs, it's pretty difficult to get anything on the ball, and he wisely put it down. Here's the replay. We'll see Churchill contains, gets him in, he gets outside. There's the leg. He attempts to throw it, and then he gets pressure from Getty. So they must have been coming on a blitz because Jeff Getty finally put him down for the tackle.
Here's a field goal attempt, and this should be the last play of the first quarter. This is, I believe, within Janachuk's range today. There's a snap, a little high, but there's not much of a rush. Oh, he undercuts it badly. I think the Bulldogs will give up a point. Oh, it doesn't go in the end zone. Coach, you like that? If you're a Hornet fan, if you're going to miss it, you may as well miss it that way.
How'd you miss it? If we get a replay on that, Bob, you notice that
there's the gun in the first quarter. Some of our spectators just about had the big shot here.
But as he attempted to kick that field goal, Bob, his foot hit the ground before he made contact with the ball, and that's probably why he undercut it so bad. There it is. You notice the good bounce for Tech Bach. Urso picks up, gets a good run. In there, Janachuk and Renaud and 55 Morrow coming in to finish off the tackle. Good field position for Tech Bach. Got him pinned down, I think it's inside the 10.
If our director-producer, Jim McGregor, is picking us up in good condition there in the mobile unit, we'll relay the message that we're not receiving anything back in return there. So hopefully everything we're communicating is getting across okay. There's a nice shot of the crowd. There's the score, 1-0 in favor of the Churchill Bulldogs here at the end of the first quarter, and a real typical playoff game, I guess.
Well, if we look at the score, 1-0 after the quarter, you think it'd be a defensive struggle, but there's been a lot of offensive plays moving the ball up and down the field. They just haven't put any major points on the board.
There's the give to Chris Jamieson. He starts outside, but good defense by Morrow turns him in, and there's a flag on the tackle. We'll wait to see what that indicates.
The flag came down late, Bob, after he was tackled, and I see a few of the Churchill people are jumping up and down, so it looks like it's against Tech Bach. You have to wonder if it came down late like that, if it's a face mask or a roughing.
You called it, and it's a face masking penalty, and so far Tech Bach have done a good job staying away from penalties, but we hope they don't fall back into an all too familiar pattern for their coaches.
That's the one that really hurts you. If you get a good defensive play by your defensive personnel, and then they come up with a face mask. Some of those face masks, it's pretty tough. They're unavoidable. You come in, you're so wrapped up in making the hit, you grab anything you can, and sometimes a face mask comes into play.
1st and 10 situation. There's the give. Chris Jamieson off for right end. They try to wrestle the ball away from it. Just a short gain on the play. We'll give him a couple-meter pickup.
Morrow tried to strip the football on that one, Bob. As he came through, he was in good position. Tried to yank the ball out of Jamieson's hand. Again, they're seeing Jamieson running the weak side instead of strong side like Churchill's been known with Andrews. I wonder if that broken hand by Andrews is having some effect. They're trying to get the ball to Jamieson more.
Well, the coaches told me before the game that Andrews, he's able to catch the ball and everything, so
he's got a playing cast, but it's still a fresh break. It happened Tuesday night. Here we have a little play action. Stasio back, and it's going to be a sack.
And Stasio on that play did a good job just to...
Trying to pick up a number there, Bob.
Put the ball down.
Number 64, we've got Gary Sawchuk. Again, good containing, good coverage by the Tech Bach secondary downfield, and good play by the defensive line of Tech. I see DeStasio's down. He has had some problems with the bad shoulder, Bob, and we wonder if that will affect that. He's down right now. I know Lauren Davies is the backup quarterback, played the game against Sisler. So we'll have to see. That's a very serious injury for Churchill, a starting quarterback of DeStasio's magnitude. Does a good job of play calling and throws the ball exceptionally well.
There's a shot of the Tech Bach cheerleaders here. They did a super job on Tuesday night getting everybody all motivated here as far as you're a Hornet fan, and those are really cute outfits they have, and it didn't look like that punishing hit that was put on Tony, but he didn't see it to the last minute, and it looked like it got him. I thought he got hit in the stomach area. He looks like he's going off under his own steam okay there.
It was a blind side, Bob. He didn't see it coming, and those always shake you up as a quarterback when you don't know it's coming. Good, a big defensive play, brings up 3rd and 4, and Kyle Mulvaney and his punt team come on the field.
I know the trainers for the Churchill Bulldogs. I'll mention them. They do such a terrific job. Trish Wilson, Karen Beauchamp, and Sandra Tate's here for today's game. 3rd down situation. There's a loading snap. Whoa! Mulvaney unloads a long one, and it looks like I believe it's 35. Hugh Gordon's got the ball. He brings it back. And a nice tackle downfield there. We'll wait to the umpire.
That was Gary DePatt. Gary DePatt made the tackle, Bob. Excellent play. Notice that there are two outside containment. Belanger and DePath came down an excellent position on the field. They had inside-out position, or outside-in, I should say, on the running back, keeping him back inside so he doesn't get outside to a possible wall sit-up. Renaud put a good move. DePath stayed with him and tackled him for about a 3-meter gain. Something interesting on this, Bob, if we notice the defensive cornerbacks, they're playing almost in a bump and run situation as outside receivers, and the caliber of Renaud, that could be something.
There's a nice fake by Janacek. He gives to Godfrey straight ahead for about a 7-meter gain. And there is some nice deception. There's a shot of the Tech Bach offense there. We've got Harder, Featherstone, Miller, Morrow, Guys, Jackman, and Morrow is the lineman. The head coach, Greg Conrad. Janacek at quarterback. Rasky, Gottfried, Renaud, and Krasnicki is a split end there for the Hornets, and they're out over the ball. 2nd and 3 situation. There's the pitch. Peter Rasky, but he's brought down for a short loss of the play by Rick Urso. We talked about Rick a lot the last few games. He's just a terrific veteran linebacker.
Did a good job. They ran that option play again. They got the previous time they ran it, Churchill defense forced Janacek to carry the football, and then of course they got containment inside. But on that play, he came out, was forced to pitch. He got the pitch out, and Urso did a good job pinning him down, chasing him, and making the tackle. Again, punting situation.
9:19 left here in the 2nd quarter. The Bulldogs ahead by 1 point, and there's a good snap by the Hornet center. I believe it was Jackman into that situation. There's Urso, takes it on the run. Nice. Oh, he runs into his own blocker at midfield, but there's a flag on the play, and if you're a Bulldog fan, I don't think you'd be too happy with this call when they get it sorted out.
There's a flag down at the reception too, Bob. So there's a possibility that there's a no yards call against Tech, but the other flag came down late. The big collision we saw out there as Urso turned up, he ran into Dean Kazmarowicz, and there you see him down on the field, and that was one awesome hit. Too bad they were on the same team, Bob. That would have been a block the other way. It would have been an excellent job. But again, as the punt return, that punt returner is making split-second decisions as he's returning the football, and those linemen trying to block for him have no idea exactly which way he's going to cut, and problems like that do occur at times.
This game is tough enough without getting hit by one of your own players. And what a punishing hit that was by Rick Urso.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, Urso is one of the mainstays of that Churchill defense, a 3-year veteran. He started for him for 3 years defensively. Played, like I said, 3 championship ball games. Good football player. Okay.
Illegal use of hands, both charged against the Hornets.
Here we see Urso making the catch on that punt return. He turns up, and there's the collision. You see Kazmarowicz and Urso down. On top, Jackman made the tackle for Tech Bach, and he's a big lad, goes about 240 pounds, so there was a lot of weight on top of Kazmarowicz.
That'll teach me to be a little premature on these penalty calls. I'll wait for the signals from now on. As Bulldogs get a nice break here.
Back in the corner.
They give to Jamison, not much room, good defense. Jackman there, number 56 combo, too. A trip Jamison up early, and then he was pinned by Jackman. There's a shot of some of the Bulldog players going back to the huddle. There's Jamison and Sanderson, 2 players will probably be back next year, which is bad news for some of the other teams around the high school league.
Well, Sanderson's a big play man, too, and we have to wonder when they're going to attempt to get the ball to him. They're down at about the 38-meter line, and Sanderson, a good receiver.
There's the give to Chris Jamison off the right end. Just a short gain. As that play they're just having a tough time blocking the defensive end and tackle on that side. Number 55 is playing a good game for Tech Bach.
Yeah, Pat Morrow, starting center, playing both ways, doing a good job. Came in to make the tackle. 8:15 to play here, Bob. We get a shot. We see that Churchill, the away team for this one, ahead 1-0. 3rd and 8 meters to go. Again, Mulvaney's in with the punt team. There's Kyle right there, first-year player for Churchill.
There's a snap. It hangs again, but pretty good blocking. Good rush. There's no roughing as he tried to run with the ball. And there's Gordon's got the ball. A no yards penalty and a punishing hit administered there by number 65 for the Churchill.
Yusef Hawash came down, and Gary DePath. I think that they're going to get a no yards call on Pat Belanger. He did his best as the ball took a bad bounce, trying to get all the way up and give him the 5 meters. But he just couldn't get all the way.
There's a young boy who made the tackle heading to the bench, and here he decides to run with the ball, and once he does...
and there's the punt. Notice Belanger is right in there. He tries to avoid it. There he is, getting all the way. Number 35, Hugh Gordon picks up the ball, and there's the hit. John Andrews downfield man coverage.
And the ruling is the flag was dropped in the air there, and I agree with that call after seeing the plays that actually happened there. I didn't think there was no yard.
Well, as we mentioned, Belanger did an excellent job. He knew he was in trouble. He slipped coming down, trying to get back to make a play on the football, and he saw that there was going to be a possibility of no yards call, so he got right out of the area and allowed the pursuit of the Churchill punt team to come down and make the tackle.
Tech Rock first down. The ball looks like it's on the 25-meter line. They trail 1-0 here in a low-scoring playoff game at the Velodrome. An interesting game. There goes Peter Rasky. Look at that defense come up. Wow. Was that a defensive back that came up around? We'll try and wait till the end.
I have to see how they umpire, Bob. It
looked
must
like
have
number
been
21 for Churchill. Mike Chmielewski, the defensive back to that side of the field.
We'll see what happened on that, Bob. We've got a replay coming up here. We'll see how they do. I know they cracked back with number 77. I saw Belanger come flying out of that pile. We have to wonder what they call. They're explaining an option to Churchill, so we have to assume something like that here. Here's the tackle. There, DePap from the middle linebacker and Chmielewski. Excellent block. Good fill.
No hesitation from the defensive back in that play. There's a loss on the play. They'll bring up, it looks like a 2nd and maybe 13 situation here for Tech Rock. There's 7:27 remaining to halftime, and both offenses struggling today.
Well, someone's going to, Renaud made the big catch in the first, at the end of the first quarter. We have to say, I expect that ball to be up in there shortly.
There's a drop play. Oh, they opened up for a second, but all of a sudden the middle linebacker, DePap, stayed at home and shut it down with a nice sure tackle.
That's the second time DePap's done that. They tried running that play in the first quarter. DePap just sits in the middle. He must be playing. Maybe he has man responsibility. He has to sit in. Maybe they've coached him. Dennis Fenton does the job. The linebackers at Churchill. Maybe he's instructed them. You just sit in there, read those running backs in case of draw, and if nothing happens, then get back into your
Churchill had too many men on the field. As they scramble off a high snap, Janacek gets a hand-over-hand kick away. Urso waits for the ball midfield. They're going to have good field position. He just holds on. No flags in the play, and once again, Churchill has good field position.
Good catch by Urso. He came up and took the ball. Bill Renaud makes the tackle for Tech Rock. Churchill ends up with the ball on about the 48 going in. Churchill's had excellent field position all game long.
There's a shot of the Churchill bench. That's Dennis Fenton in the white jacket. Dave Bowness in the dark blue there. There's a time remaining here. 1st and 10 situation, and Churchill had better start taking advantage of good field position. There's a look-in pass. It's complete to Sanderson. Lewitt just missed the tackle. Number 28, Brian Kemp, in to make the tackle for the Tech Rock Hornets. It's going to be very close to a first down. Nice reception by George Sanderson, the second-year player for the Churchill Bulldogs. He's really come alive this year.
As he came off the line of scrimmage, Bob, he is responsible. He just breaks down and runs a slant, and he's got to find the open area between. That's a job for the quarterback and receiver. Have to work together to find the open area. Good throw by DeStasio. Sanderson made the catch, tucked it away, picked up the first down.
John Andrews just for maybe a 1-meter gain, and
as we see Ludick stuck that play up well, Bob. He's playing that linebacker spot. He read the power, got in there, stuffed up the hole, and limited Andrews' gain to about a meter. There's the Churchill Huddle. DeStasio getting set for their 2nd and 9 meters to go call. Here they're coming up over the football. Critical play here, Bob. The first down will give them excellent field position.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if they go to the wide side of the field or where Tony goes with this ball. Oh, they give straight ahead to Jameson, a big hole up the middle, and look at Chris Dangle. He might go. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Churchill. There's no flags on the field. What a call. It was sure passing situation.
Well, they send Andrews in motion. You have to wonder, some of those interior linebackers were keying on Andrews. He comes in motion left, and they give a quick hitter to Jameson. Here it is. We see Andrews come in motion. Here it is. And all of a sudden, bang, there's the pop. Excellent job by the interior line. Good move, inside out, and then he just runs to the corner of the field. So he takes the pursuit angle away from the Tech Rock defense. Good play by Jameson. Excellent job by the offensive line.
Sort of deceptive speed, Ron. We talked about it Tuesday night when he left a few people standing.
Well, like we mentioned on Tuesday, between he and Andrews, it's pretty difficult to say who's got the better wheels on the team. But if either of them break in the open, there's not too many people that are going to chase him down.
That makes the score 7-0 in favor of Churchill. Lauren Davies, dead center with the convert attempt, 8-0 Bulldogs.
Again, Davies, another one of those 3 championship game veterans. He was in the first one against Grand Park and last year's against St. Paul's, and I'm sure I know those 3 want to make up for last year. And there are a lot there. I would probably say there's maybe 15, 20 people on that Churchill team that want to make amends for that loss that they took last year to St. Paul's in the championship game.
There are so many people just getting up Sunday morning. There's a score here in the second quarter at the Velodrome. This game was played Saturday afternoon. It started at 5 after 1, and so far we've been treated to a super championship game here. The Bulldogs lead 8-0. Right now there's a little sag over there at the Hornet bench, but they got 5 coaches over there to motivate the boys, and I'm sure that they won't be down for long.
Now we get to see the strength. If you remember the opening kickoff by Tech Mock, it wasn't very deep at all. I think he only kicked it about 25 meters. But now if you watch Davies put his foot in this one, I would expect him to kick that thing down about the 10-meter line. He's got a very strong leg.
I agree with you. This would be kind of interesting. Lauren is one of the better place kickers in the league for distance on kickoffs. There's the ball. Comes down. Looks like maybe Shelby's got the ball, I believe, for the Hornets. He brings it back to the 30-meter line where he's brought down by several Bulldogs. First down, Tech Bach. And Tech Bach needs to run for a few first downs here, maybe even pass for a couple. Get their confidence back, Ron.
Well, the coaches can notice that they're playing the defensive backs are playing that bump and run. And I find it very difficult to think that the Churchill defensive backs, as well as they've been playing all throughout the years, I don't think they can cover Renaud, the caliber receiver that he is, one-on-one like that. I think they're going to have to start opening up a little bit and get the ball to Renaud. He's a big play ball player. He catches this football anywhere on the field. He's got the potential to score.
He burned them for 2 touchdowns the first time they played. There's some nice faking, but nice faking from my point of view, but it didn't fool Rick Urso or let me see the other number. Lauren Davies. They shut the play down. I guess Gottfried was the ball carrier just for a short gain, maybe even a loss.
Fortunately for Gottfried, he hung on to the football as he was carrying the football. His arms swung open. The ball was hanging out there for a second or two, and fortunately he got it back in.
I like those Tech Bach uniforms there with the little Hornets on the sleeves. They're very easy to pick out the numbers. Both teams kind of nice from a broadcasting point of view, that's for sure. Here's Janacek. 2nd and 11 situation. They send motion left. Janacek rolls that way. The flags fly. There's Janacek hangs the ball. It's intercepted by DePapp. So it's going to be very interesting, Ron.
Interesting
what
call.
happens on the penalties.
Oh, the flag came down at the line of scrimmage. The official on this sideline signaling Churchill offside. Going to nullify the interception. Good play by DePapp.
I think we saw Bob Toth heading out towards midfield, giving that indication. This ball just hung a little too long, Ron, and there's DePapp, the rookie middle linebacker. He dropped into that hook zone or whatever, and just nice coverage by the Bulldogs.
Good play defensively. 2 minutes wiped out by an offside.
There's a shot of some of the crowd here in front of our press box. Nice crowd here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon for November the 5th. I don't believe this weather. I'm sitting here without a jacket and just a sweater on.
We've been blessed the last 2 years for the weather for the final football game. I know about 6-7 years ago they played a few in snowstorms and blizzards, so we've got to be happy with the way things have worked out this year again.
2nd and 5 situation. Here's the blitz. There's a nice pass to Morrow. First down, Hornets, and that's what we've been waiting for. Time for Tech Bach to open up a little bit. They got to use Harder and Morrow, get them into the scheme of things offensively.
Good play by Morrow. He comes out of the slot back position, runs about a 10-yard curl out, and Janacek throws the ball right in. And here's straight drop back. Throws the ball to the outside. DePapp, good coverage. If the ball's thrown inside, possible interception. Good throw by Janacek.
Number 71, Derek Morrow. He was interviewed by Tom Sherbrooke after that game Tuesday night, and he's really developed into one of the best two-way players in the league. First down, Hornets as they approach midfield. There's Janacek. He wanted option, but no way. Rick Urso with the tackle. What a play.
You can go about defending this option 2 ways, Bob. You can attack it with your linebacker, forcing the quarterback to make the pitch, or else you can push with that linebacker and force the quarterback to carry the football. That time, Urso came in, attacked the quarterback, and he didn't have a relationship to get the pitch back to the running back. Good defensive play by Rick Urso.
Dale Hutchison, one of the defensive backs, is in on the blitz also, so it's kind of interesting. I've seen him come in a couple of plays where he lines up. He's lining up this time to our near side here. They're just giving Renaud single coverage here. 2nd and 15 situation. Janacek straight back to pass. Renaud is blowing open, but he goes long the other way, and open is Krasnetsky. He dropped the ball. As number 21, the rookie defensive back, Shemolitsky, had been beaten by
21 on 21, Bob. We talked about it a few minutes ago that we didn't feel that the defensive backs from Churchill could cover one-on-one in a bump and run situation. And that time they just sent him deep, and it could have been a touchdown if he hangs on. There's the ball. Good throw by Janacek. There it is right there on top. Kind of wonder if his hands were a little out of position. Came right down and through. Janacek a little frustrated. That's a couple times now he's hit receivers and the ball's been dropped.
No, we're not going to fault the quarterback on that one. Excellent pass. 3rd down situation. Here comes the rush. Davies from the outside. Good blocking. There's an end-over-end ball kicked deep. Rick Urso's got the ball. He's got a little blocking. Urso's so fast, he's running right over his own blockers in some situations. But the important thing is he's got the ball up over the 40-meter line. Churchill takes over, and right now, if they can put some more points on the board here, Ron, things are looking good for Bulldog.
There's 2:51 left in the first half, Bob, and Churchill's up 8-0. They've got good field position on their 42-meter line. Urso just takes the ball on that punt and takes it right up the middle. I don't think they're setting up a wall. They're just saying, here, we're going to try to contain. You get what you can out of it, and then we'll go out and try to move the ball offensively.
Nice play by Rick Urso. He's really blossomed into an excellent high school linebacker and punt return specialist. Pistaccio's back in the game. Apparently he's recovered from that previous injury. He sends Sanderson to our side of the field here. He's going to give to Andrews.
Andrews has got a lot of running
room. To the outside. And he's got first down, he turns up, and Lewitt knocks him out of bounds. A nice play by John Andrews.
There's that deceptive speed we talked about Andrews. He's a big power back, he runs hard out tackle. He got outside, turned it up, outran number 14. Franz Mello did a good job. He didn't have pressure. Good block downfield by Sanderson on this side. Allowed him to pick up extra yards. He took the sideline to shot. Here we come. See Sanderson's going off. There's the hand up. He breaks it outside, and now he turns it, switches the ball so he can't fumble, and just runs by people. There's Shane Ludick, chases him and puts him out of bounds.
So far, Ron, very interesting for someone like myself who saw these two teams play earlier in the year. Earlier in the year, Tech Bach Hornets were leading Churchill 19-3 in the third quarter and let Churchill get 2 touchdowns. But Tech Bach won, but during that game, Churchill could not run the ball, but they've had fairly good success so far tonight. First and 10 situation, Churchill. There's the give to Andrews. No way this time as he trips over his right guard, Christensen, and just a short game.
They're running at Jackman, number 67. They're big defensive lineman. I think he's listed at about 6'1" or 240 pounds. Excellent size, and he's doing a good job. He's limited that run to about 1 meter, 2 meters. But they've got to bounce that outside a little bit, I think. So if it holds outside, pretty tough to run against a guy that's 240 all game long and be successful. There he is sitting there right there over the football. Number 64, Gary Sawchuk. Again, he's been playing well today.
It's really imperative here. The Hornets shut Churchill down on this particular drive. Tech Bach trails 8-0. It looks like a time count call against Churchill.
Those are the ones that you hate to get, Bob. Time count violation and loss of down. Instead of looking at second. So that's definitely going to hurt. Instead of looking at 2nd and 8, they're looking at 3rd and 8 on the loss of down. Here comes the punt team. We've seen the last 2 times that the stats went up and Mulvaney's rolled left. We wonder what sometime 3rd and 8's a bit of a long gamble. You may wonder if he's going to take off with it sometime.
Looks like Tech Bach, a big rush from this side of the field, but they've got good blocking over here this time as Churchill adjusts. The ball takes a good bounce for Churchill. Dangerous play by Renaud, but the good ones always have a way of salvaging something, it seems, Ron, and Tech Bach will take over the ball close to their 20-meter line.
Fortunate for Tech Bach that Renaud got his hands back on that football. It took a bounce, went off his hand. Excellent job, cut back outside, and Cam Palmer makes a long gain, saving tackle.
1:47 remaining to halftime, and just a super playoff ball game here.
No, there's the kick, Bob, and you see it go off his right hand. There, he bounced it in front. Good move there. Gets outside, and there's Parliament 25 making the tackle. Mulvaney and Christensen there to make sure he's taken out of bounds. You notice that their defensive backs have loosened up a little bit, Bob. Pressure. Here he comes on the scramble.
Nice fake by Janacek. There's the pass. Deflected by Davies. He's got good height for a defensive corner linebacker, I should say.
Davies goes about 6'1", I would think, and he did a good job. Got his hands up the way. Janacek, excellent pump fake. Brought the people in there, but Davies gave him time to get back out in the flat. If he had gotten that ball up, Bob, receiver was open coming to the sideline.
I know the original pattern there, Renaud, it just sort of slanted in, but there was so much pressure in Janacek, he had to stop and just take it back out towards the sideline. Here was really kind of an improvisation play, and it just didn't work out for the Hornets.
There's Lauren
2nd and 10.
Excellent job by Lauren on that play.
The Hornets need a big play here to perk them up a little bit. Lots of time by Janacek. A short pass out to number 11, I believe. No, it's 71 Morrow. Oh, he just tripped up at the last moment there. We'll try and get the number.
Good open field tackle by Pat Belanger. Sat there, let Morrow make the move, and then closed in on him, made the tackle. You see that Janacek gets a lot of time. as he rolls out, dumps it off there. Morrow's got the football, couple moves. Belanger stays on and makes the tackle.
Nice form tackling there as Belanger held his ground, didn't go for any kind of deke in the play. Just a nice tackle by the veteran corner linebacker, Pat Belanger, alias the Lizard, I'm told, over in the Fort Rouge area there.
Coach Dovey looked pretty calm over there on the sideline. 1:20 left in the quarter.
There's Janacek's punt, and a good punt. I think it's going out of bounds just near the Churchill bench. They're going to mark it out of bounds close to midfield, and Churchill has got the ball with 1:12 remaining here to halftime.
1:12 left at halftime. Yeah, they've got to hope that they can come back in and get some points before the end of the half here. And Tech Block, again, they have to hope that they stop and go in at halftime, regroup, and get something together going in the second half. The game's going fast again, Bob, like the St. Paul's Churchill game on Tuesday night. Not many, a few penalties, but not many.
You're right, lots of running plays, eating up the clock there. There's a time remaining, 1:12. I see Cass Vidrick, the sports coordinator, Winnipeg School Division, is down there ground level checking things over. He's going to make the presentation of the trophy immediately following the game. There's number 23, Steve Poor, the rookie, up back in the I formation, just straight ahead for a nice 3-meter gain.
It's nice to see Steve get the ball. He does so much for Andrews and Jamison blocking-wise. Excellent, unselfish ball player. This time they gave him the ball, and he stumbled through, picked up 3 meters. So if he would have kept his balance, he could have been looking at maybe 8 or 10.
2nd and 7. Will Bulldogs pass? No, they give to Andrews. He cuts it up. He's going to be close to a first down. A nice tackle by number 28, Kemp. And it could be a measurement. We'll wait till they sort this out.
Third down there.
Seconds remaining.
No measurement, Bob. They moved the ball back a little bit from the mark. I think he bounced ahead a little more than where the original contact was. Here we'll see that Andrews will come off tackle. Jamison kicks out and closes. Kemp, good pursuit, tackles. Good job.
This will be interesting. What the Bulldogs
unbalanced
come up
right, Bob.
They look like they've overshifted to the right side. They give to the second man, Andrews. He hurdles the first wave of tackler. It's first down, Bulldogs. There's no flags in the field. Time counting down here. 39 seconds remaining. That play only ate up about 5 seconds. So the Bulldogs have lots of time here. If they're patient, use their timeouts properly.
That's the first time Andrews has gone airborne in this game, up and over. Did it numerous times against St. Paul's on 3rd and short. He picked up, in fact, the game-winning touchdown. He went up and over. Same type of play. 30 seconds and counting. They're at the 38-meter line of Tech Block.
There's Estasio throwing deep, but it's intercepted on a nice play by, we'll try and get the number, I think it's 19, Shelby, a super play by the safety for the Tech Block Hornets, and that's what you wanted before halftime, Ron. Nice play.
Well, it kept Churchill off the board, and that Tech Block's got to be happy about that. I think the ball was thrown a little early. Estasio, does he have pressure? No, he had time, but you notice that Shelby is deep enough so that he is playing Sanderson in front of him. Keeps the ball in front of him. Good job by the safety. That's his responsibility. He doesn't want to get receivers behind him. He's got to have everything, play it like a center fielder. Keep things in front of you at all times.
He couldn't get up and run in that run, I guess, because both receiver and defender collided on the play.
Well, it was a contact by Sanderson that put him down, so they had to whistle the play down.
First down, Tech Block. Will they play conservatively? We'll see. I doubt it. There's the pass. He's open. Renaud. He's got the ball. He might go. Oh, number 25, Parliament saves the day for the Bulldogs. As once again, Renaud burns those Churchill defensive backs. Coach Mazer twitching over at the Bulldog bench.
They're going to have to straighten something like that out at halftime, Bob, because that's about the 3rd time that people have been open deep. And you cannot win championship football games giving up big plays like that. Here it is.
Must have heard that ball out for about 40, 50 meters
Good arm,
in the air.
threw it up. Excellent. Spiral comes down Renaud. Boom, right there. Excellent run. He tries to cut back. Parliament had good position to prevent the tackle, or to prevent the touchdown. If he cuts back against Parliament, he's going to go all the way.
Right now, the clock becomes the enemy here of the Hornets. 11 seconds remaining. They can possibly time for a couple of plays, maybe even 3 with a timeout, but I'll give them time for 2 plays here, I think, Ron. It'd be more realistic.
I don't know if they're within range for a field goal, so they're going to have to get, I would think, if any, the kick by Janacek earlier in the first quarter is any indication, they're going to have to get about another 10, 15 meters before he's in range. You look at throwing out in the flat, running it out again with your outside receivers, getting the ball and getting out of bounds. Because if they run a running play, Bob, as soon as the ball is whistled ready for play, the clock will start again. And we remember from Tuesday night, Churchill had that problem not taking points at the end of the half when they should have.
first down. The ball on the 29-meter line of the Churchill Bulldogs. We'll see what Ed Janacek comes up with. The clock starts on the snap of the ball. There's the pass. It might be intercepted by Parliament. Oh, it just fell short. Too bad. Or Cam might have been on his way down this sideline.
There was a lot of sidelines if he keeps his feet, but Renaud again tries to run and take him deep on the sideline and go. 6 seconds left. They've got one play left. And here it is. Coming in. Number 24 is coming in. Here's the replay we got. Janacek just draws back and throws. And there's Parliament slipping. If he picks that off, Bob, it's a foot race to the end zone.
I agree with you. If he had had his footing there, wow, there was nobody else from Tech Bach to this side of the field at all. The ball was underthrown, and Parliament had really zeroed in on it, but it was just a little short there.
Parliament's no stranger to interceptions. In the championship game against Grand Park, Cam Parliament picked off a pass against Grand Park and went all the way for a touchdown early in the game. So he plays the ball real well, and when he does intercept, he does a good job running with it. Another timeout by Tech Bach here, Bob. 6 seconds left. They want to make sure that they execute properly. Trying for the field goal, it looks like. Rick Urso is in the Churchill end zone. His responsibility is not to give up the point. If the kick is wide or short, make sure that he gets it out so that they don't give up that single.
Young fans here at the game, and right now they're not going to fool around. They're going for Janacek for a field goal. I think personally they're out of his range here. Surprises me. Here's the snap. There's Janacek, kicks the ball, comes down around, doesn't even get to the 15-meter line.
Oh, there's room. There's room.
He is fast enough. If he can get to the outside, he's at, number 11, Gottfried with the tackle. And that's halftime as the gun is around, ready to go. And we're not going to talk too long here, Ron. We just had a super first half. 8-0 in favor of Churchill. We're going to go for a break right now. We're away for 12 minutes. You people will just take a 1-minute break. We'll see you in the third quarter coming up. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the third quarter in today's high school final game. The Churchill Bulldogs have jumped out 8-0. It looks like they're going to be kicking off to start the third quarter. Ron, your comments on the first half?
Well, we were talking at halftime, Bob, and we thought that there was a lot of offense in that first half, but nobody seemed to want to take advantage of it and put points on the board. Churchill opened up with a wide field goal for a single by Davies early in the first quarter, and then they didn't get a touchdown until about halfway through the second quarter. Tech Bach had a couple big plays on passes from Janacek to Renaud, but couldn't capitalize and move the ball any farther. So hopefully some teams made some adjustments at halftime, and we'll have an exciting second half.
There's the kickoff. Lauren Davies kicks the ball. I believe it's taken by Shelby. Straight up the middle for a nice return. He's still going. He's up to over the 40 to the 45-meter line of Tech Bach. What a super start to the second half here for the Hornets, and that should give them a little momentum.
Good return by Shelby. Caught the ball, started weaving his way up the middle, kept his legs going. Good job. Excellent football play. They're sitting good field position at the 46-meter line.
Dana Shelby, a grade 12 student, wide receiver. He only weighs 125 pounds, but that didn't seem to matter too much in that play, Ron. First down Hornets. They need to get a nice little drive together here, get a little confidence. They just pitched to Glenroy Wheeler's in the game. He heads for the sideline, but good defense by the Bulldogs. We'll try and get the number 22, Dale Hutchison, defensive back in to make the play, and Dale has really stood out in the last two playoff games.
Playing well for him today. Belanger strings the play out and allows the secondary, Hutchison, to come up and make the tackle for a gain of 1 meter. 2nd and 9. We have to wonder whether Janacek is going to start to air the football out again.
If people have just joined us, we're just starting the third quarter. This is the high school final from the Velodrome. The Hornets from Tech Bach trail the Churchill Bulldogs 8-0 here. We're just underway in the third quarter. There's Janacek, straight back to pass. He decides to scramble, but Jeff Getty with good speed at the middle, at the interior linebacking position, shuts them down, and the Hornets are going to be able to, I guess, punt the ball here, maybe pin the Bulldogs deep.
Good job. They had blitzes by Urso. Urso and Getty were coming at the same time, kept containment on the outside, forced him to turn and scramble up inside, and Getty makes the tackle for about a 2-meter gain.
There's a picture of the Churchill defense getting set here to rush this punt by the Bulldog, I should say, by the Hornets, and who knows, is it time to gamble? I think it's a little early in the half for that, but you never know with Janacek back there.
Well, they've got good field position. They're at midfield.
I think the Bulldogs will play pretty safe here. They're playing safe with about 6 players in case Janacek does decide. It's a end-over-end kick. It's going to be fielded by Birch. He traps number 71, Morrow, for no yards. Smart play by the veteran receiver, Don Birch, for the Churchill Bulldogs. And Churchill will take the ball over approximately around their 40-meter line and what looks to be a good field position here.
Well, they've got a good start to that start of the second half here, Bob. Birch fields the football, but he kind of hesitates a bit as he's got it and runs in his own man, Cam Parliament, a little indecision as to where he wanted to go with it. Again, Morrow, the chase man for Tech Block, gets caught in a no-yard situation. And you see him explaining the situation to Mike Richardson and John Andrews of Churchill, and there's no doubt that they will accept the penalty.
There's Coach Mazer in the red vest over there at the Churchill bench. In the background, Dave Boness, and there's Dennis Fenton in the white jacket.
They just said, Bob, that the flag was inadvertent. No call.
No call on the play. Well, if you're a Bulldog fan, you won't be too pleased with that, but the important thing is Churchill takes over the ball at the 25-meter line, and they've got to eat up a little time in the clock right now. Just underway in the third quarter. Tech Block had the first possession. There's the give to John Andrews off left end, but he's tripped up on a nice play. We'll try and get the number. It's a 40. We just missed it.
43, Bob.
Yes, that's it, Rob.
Rob Pearson.
Good
grade
play.
12 defensive tackle. Good job by him. Lifted him to a gain of 2 meters.
2nd and 7 situation coming up right now for the Churchill Bulldogs. I think D'Estasio will probably be a little bit conservative in this situation. I'm not sure. There's Tony. He's going for a quick little look-in pass. Oh, it's deflected. It was intended for Birch and nearly intercepted by, we'll try and get the number for you, number 34.
Ron Burley on that one, Bob.
He's
as
a
we
veteran
see,
linebacker.
we have a replay coming up here, Bob. We'll see that that's the same type of pass that they tried throwing to Sanderson early in the half. There's the ball. Almost picked off. Excellent field position to Tech Block if he picks that one off. That's even if he doesn't get a good return.
That's right. That ball's got to be thrown a little harder, I think, Ron, in that particular play.
From a receiver standpoint, you don't want to see those passes over the middle floated in. It gives a lot of time for that secondary and linebackers to react.
It'll be interesting which teams made adjustments at halftime. There's a good rush by the Hornets, but Mulvaney gets a good punt away. It's taken by Gordon. He's going to be up to midfield, and Tech Block will enjoy a good field position again as they advance the ball into the Churchill territory.
Again, Belanger on the tackle, doing a good job on special teams, getting downfield and limiting the Tech Block return. I noticed Tony Wall's coming back out, Bob, to start at nose guard for the Churchill defense. And remember, in the game against St. Paul's on Tuesday night, he went down with what was thought to be a very serious knee injury. Was diagnosed the day later that it wasn't as serious as at first thought, and he's back in the ballgame. So that's good to see for Tony. I'm glad he's healthy, and for Churchill fans, the starting nose guard, pretty difficult to lose him going into the championship game.
That's right. Apparently they just drained a little water, and they've got him taped up today. He's all ready to go. The doctors gave him the okay. First down, Tech Block. Janacek drops straight back, looks to the left here. He gets good pressure from Getty. He's going to run the ball. But all of a sudden, there's just too many. Belanger gets him. There's too many Bulldogs in the area. They bring him down. Pat Belanger with the main man on the tackle at the 45-meter line of Churchill. We're going to have a look here at the Churchill Bulldog defense shortly on our screen here, hopefully. There's Ed Janacek, the veteran quarterback. There's the linebackers. You take it away.
You got the Belanger, Getty, DePap at the linebackers. Defensive tackle is Dean, Mike Dean, Tony Wall, Jamie Christensen at the lineman, Rick Urso and Davies, Harvey, Shimoletski, Parliament, and Dale Hutchinson in the backfield. 2nd and 7, Tech Block. Ed Janacek takes the ball. He looks right. Nice pump fake. It's a down and out and up, but it's overthrown in good position. Intercept is number 25, Parliament. There's a flag in the play. Parliament's knocked out of bounds, and what do you think? Pass interference? Well, there was contact on that, Bob. Now, whether it was instituted by the Churchill defensive back or by Renaud on the play, we don't know. We'll have to see. Good play by Parliament. Again, he's backing off. He's not getting caught deep. Here we see Janacek dropping back a pump fake. He throws it up, and there's the contact. I'd have to call offensive interference on that, Bob.
And seeing the replay, I would agree with you. It looks like a big play. Big play.
Big turnover. Come back. Tech Block had good field position inside their 40, and if they were stopped on that situation, a punt would have put Churchill deep. Now they get the ball back at about the 33-meter line. Big turnover. Good play by Cam Parliament playing the football.
Yes, and that last play, Ron, they ruled at the interference call against Tech Block, so the Bulldogs take over here. They've got the ball at their 33-meter line, and what a break. There's a nice fake into the line. D'Estasio pops it out to Jameson. He bounces off still. Morrow gets him as Kemp comes over to assist, but a nice play by Chris Jameson. However, there's a flag in the play. Chris has got about an 8-meter gain.
Chris did a good job breaking the tackle of number 27, Rick Still, on that one. Bob kept his legs going. However, Here we see DeStagio rolling on a play action. There's a little dump pass to Jamison out in the flats. There he breaks the tackle, but Morrow comes down, tackles him for about an 8-meter gain. Flag on the play, however, and it looks like they're bringing the ball back, Bob. They're talking to Shane Ludit, the outstanding middle linebacker for Tech Vok, explaining the options to him, and I would be certain that he's going to take the penalty.
You know, I thought I saw a little pick play there. I don't know if it's if that'll be the call, Ron, but I was watching. Yes, I guess I did.
That's it, Bob. They called interference, offensive interference on that.
I've been wondering how Jamison has been leaking out so uncovered so often, and sure enough, I saw one of the Tech Vok guys just got picked off earlier in there. I guess the linebacker was supposed to line up or slide out there to cover Jamison. He got knocked down before the ball was even tossed.
Yeah, it's pretty. If you can run that and get away with the pick, Bob, you're in pretty good shape. But this time it was detected.
You can tell you're a receiver, Ron, a former receiver. There's the gift to Jamison inside. No way, he's tripped up. Good defense by the Hornets that time.
Kemp in there and couldn't pick up the other number, Bob. We'll see him going back. They've run this play 3 or 4 times today. They get Andrews an early motion. DeStagio will drop back and give the draw to Jamison.
About 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter. The Bulldogs lead 8-0.
There we see the end of it. We see the tackle and Kemp getting up on top on the pile. It's second and about 19. Long ways to go. There's not many plays in the playbook, Bob, for second and 19.
No, you've got to be a little careful too when you're down around your 30-meter line. They just give the ball to Andrews, say let's play safe. Andrews pops through for about 5 meters, and the Bulldogs will have to kick away.
Well, Dennis Bowles did a good job. Morrow forced outside, didn't let Andrews get outside, forced the play back inside, and Bowles comes in and makes the tackle. I guess he's as good a guy to get anybody to have the football on second and 19. He's an excellent runner, Bob.
Yes, he led the league in scoring, I believe, with 90 points. Again, obviously one of the top running backs in the league. Darryl Renaud and Hugh Gordon are deep here for the Tech Vok Hornets, and the Hornets should have very good field position after this punt. Mulvaney will have to really unload one to keep the Hornets on the Tech Vok side of midfield.
Well, they've got Gordon Yellen snapping again. And
good snap
that time.
There's the kick, a nice spiral. The ball really hangs there. Gordon's got it on his own 40-meter line. He heads up. Ursel misses him, a crushing block. And sure enough, the Hornets are at midfield.
Christensen and Dean Kazmarowicz on the hit. Excellent tackle. Good play. It's fine. Excellent block if we can pick it up. You see that Rick Ursel, one of the chasemen coming down, just misses the tackle. Good block by the Tech Vok player.
Dennis Bowles for Tech Vok really laid a lick on Rick Ursel there.
And here's the kick. Good kick by Mulvaney. Good spiral. Catches the ball, and all of a sudden there's Ursel. Excellent block. Good fill. Good hit by Christensen and Kazmarowicz.
6 minutes remaining. Tech Vok has the ball at midfield. Ed Janacek remains in, the quarterback for the Tech Vok Hornets. He's looking right all the way. He pump fakes, throws back to this side. Krasnicki broke wide open. Oh, and the ball was underthrown. Was he ever open initially on that play? And Janacek couldn't get the ball there. That surprises me, Ron, because he didn't throw the ball that deep. That was definitely within his passing range.
For sure. Let's a little bit. I'm sure that Ed's very frustrated with himself right now because he had him wide open on the down. He tried to set up. He dropped back, looked right, did a little pump fake to Renaud running it out and up on the sideline. Renaud turned up. Good coverage by the defensive back of that side. But on this side, number 21, Krasnicki, broke coverage and was wide open in the middle. 2nd and 10,
Tech Vok. Janacek straight back. They contain him in the pocket.
There's contained. There's in trouble. There's Ursel.
From behind. That's Ursel from the blind side. A loss of 10 meters. I was just thinking, Ron, that previous play, this is where you really miss having spotters up in a press box who can see those things developing, because that was I would put that play away, and come back with it, play on first down later on.
That's right. But as we see here's Janacek dropping back, and there must have excellent coverage by the secondary linebacker. Janacek looking for, and here's Ursel. And Ursel's got surprisingly good speed, and they get containment on Janacek, and Ursel comes down and makes the tackle for the loss. He
did a real good job holding onto the ball in that situation. He's going to have to punt the ball away now. He's punting. He'll make contact up around his 40-meter line. Such a big rush. They fake it. There's a pass. And Morrow's got the ball on this side of the field. He's knocked out of bounds on the 38. Will that be first down territory? Very close.
There's a flag down on the play, Bob. There's a flag on the play, and we have to wonder if there may have been linemen downfield by Tech Vok on a fake punt. And Churchill seems to be pretty happy about this. They're talking to Mike Richardson, the defensive captain out there.
A very well executed fake punt by the Hornets.
One of the advantages of having your quarterback as your punter, Bob, that option there to throw. Morrow runs a good. In fact, they had 2 people open. They had Krasnicki open also. Bernard made the reception and turned into a big play. Penalties come back to haunt again.
Our public address announcer, Arnie Taylor, says ineligible receiver downfield is the call on that play. That hurts the Hornets. Wow, they had just enough. They made the first down by 1 meter.
There it is, Derek Morrow playing both ways today. Did a good job at slot back and excellent outside linebacker.
So right now the Churchill Bulldogs should enjoy a real good field position. Oh, Janachik does a terrific job just handling the ball, and he gets off his best kick of the day. It's going to Rick Ursel back in the 33-meter line. He bobbles it, but he heads outside. He's got good speed, straight arms the first man, but he's brought down on the 38-meter line of the Churchill Bulldogs on a fine play by number 55 for Tech Block Hornets. That's Pat Morrow, the center.
Well, things are going their way again. Bouncy drops the football, bounces right back up to him, and he eludes the first tackle and gets outside and picks up about 5 meters.
4:47 remaining in the third quarter. Good turnout today. The staffs of both schools are here in full color. Some great outfits on today. I thought Halloween was last week. There's the gift to Jamieson. He's straight ahead for 3 meters. He's a punishing tackler. That initial hit doesn't stop him too often, Ron.
No, if you notice when he's running and carrying the football, his knees and they're up in the air. Very difficult man to get a shot on. Good upper body strength, strong individuals. Pretty tough to get a good hit on Chris Jamieson when he's running well.
There's the Churchill Bulldog mascot sitting down in the front row. It always has a box seat for these games. I don't know why, Ron, but
very popular individual at Churchill.
That's right. Jamieson is into first down territory, possibly. Could be measurement time here for the Bulldogs as they get up to their 48-meter line.
Depends where we get a mark on this, Bob, but there's Jamieson going back to the huddle and doing a lot of work. Must have been shook up a little bit, shaking his head. Here we'll see the replay there. It cuts in, gets a hit, and there's Ludet making the tackle. Good form tackle. He's got his shoulder right in the numbers. Good hit by Ludet.
We'll let you call this measurement here, Coach. We have a nice replay.
It depends on his mark after he made the hit. I think they're just a touch short, Bob, but we'll check and see on the measurement. Yeah, they're about, how many centimeters you want to call that one? Maybe 10, 12 centimeters short on that one. Anyhow, it brings up a third and short situation, and I'm sure Churchill will go for it. They'd like to, in third and short situation, second and short, go with an unbalanced line. So we'll see if they come out and unbalance the line and see if Tech Block adjusts to it.
They've given to John Andrews several times.
There they go. They're unbalanced right. Mike Dean has slipped over to the opposite side of the center.
We'll see if they change it up or not.
And there they go with Andrews. There it is.
Surge. Andrews breaks that initial, I shouldn't say Andrews so much, just a terrific job by Richardson, the right end, Christensen, the right guard, Luke Holt, and you're right, Mike Dean had slipped over to the right side to provide the blocking, and they made it look easy, Ron.
Well, when you outman the defense at the point of attack, it's pretty difficult unless you've got a couple exceptional ball players to take on 2 or 3 people and then shed those people and make the tackle. And then plus you have to look at one of the leading backs in the city, John Andrews, carrying the football, and that's a pretty big package to try to stop on third and short.
First down Bulldogs as they move over midfield. Tony DeStasio remains in as a quarterback. There he gives to Andrews. Andrews takes it wide. He's got a little room. He's got a first down already. He moves down the sideline, knocked out of bounds in first down territory. There's a flag in the play deep in the secondary. We'll see what that call is.
If it's deep like that, you have to wonder whether it's a clip against the outside receiver from Churchill. I think it was George Sanderson was down that time. But here you see Andrews' deceptive speed. The hole was plugged up inside, and he gets outside. There it is. You see him there. It's plugged up inside there. He bounces and takes off downfield. 20 outruns 28 and 34-19. Number 19, Dana Shelby, pushes him out of bounds. Called back. Did you see the signal, Bob?
Yes, it looks like blocking from the rear, but after the first down had been made, I believe they're going to give the Bulldogs the first down, but they lost quite a bit of yardage on the exchange, and
it's difficult for a receiver downfield to block for a running back when he breaks, because the back has so many different options what he wants to do once he gets into that clear area. I mean, good job by Sanderson trying to make a block, but again, blocking from the rear brought back a big gain by Andrews.
3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. First down, Bulldogs at midfield. They give inside to Jamieson. He's good for 5 meters.
Yeah, Dennis Bowles making the tackle, number 45, playing a good football game today, Bob. He's made a lot of tackles. You have to be concerned, though, when your linebackers are making that many plays, if you can't get some help from your defensive lineman. Yeah, and he's making the tackle 5 yards deep.
Here's a reminder of the score for you viewers who just joined us. The Churchill Bulldogs lead the Tech Block Hornets here late in the third quarter of the 1983 championship, 8-0. Tony DeStasio back to pass. Here's that pass out to Jamieson. No, I guess it wasn't a Jameson. It was intended for Sanderson, who did an out pattern a little deeper. Falls incomplete. It'll bring up a third down situation here for the Bulldogs.
Well, number 34 for Tech Block, Ron Burley did a good job. Jameson comes out and tries to get out in the flat, and Burley prevented him from getting out there. And, of course, DeStagio trying to dump it up and over that linebacker did a good job. And, of course, the play by number 34, Ron Burley, prevented Jameson getting out in the flats.
There's a time remaining, 2:15 here in the third quarter. Mulvaney back to punt. There's not much of a rush this time, lots of time. A good driving spiral. Oh, Renaud lets it go over his head in the end zone. Give up a point, I would say, in this situation. It looks like the Bulldogs are going to jump out 9-0, and a terrific punt by that rookie, Kyle Mulvaney, left-footed kicker. And that's the kind of performance you like to see in a championship game from your kicker, Ron.
Boy, the Churchill people look real pleased to get a shot at the crowd of that shot. But I think Renaud was trying to run that ball out, Bob. He turned to come upfield, and he slipped and fell. Maybe it's a big break for Tech that he did slip, because they gained a lot of field position on that.
There's the new score. The Churchill Bulldogs 9, the Tech Bach Hornets nothing. With 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, Tech Bach needs to generate a little offense here.
Well, now they're at 8-0. They could score a touchdown and go for 2 and tie the ball game now. But now that it's 9, they have to score twice. So this puts a little more work on the Tech Bach offense.
So far, this Churchill defense is bent a little on the passes, but they haven't allowed much rushing. And there's Janacek. Oh, he's really stood up for a hit, but he's a real sturdy individual. He could really take a beating.
He is a tough kid for a quarterback. You know, you think about the typical high school quarterback, very fragile, got the good arm. But Janacek, he's as good a runner as he is a quarterback, which really adds a lot of potent offense to that Tech Bach offense out there. If they can contain the receivers and Janacek gets the chance to run, the Churchill defense is going to be in for a long, another minute 36 in this quarter and fourth quarter.
Yeah, procedure penalty against Tech Bach is going to bring up looks like a 1st and 15 situation here right now, Ron.
Well, that's again penalty. Instead of looking at 2nd and 5, they're looking at 1st and 15, and again penalties come back to haunt you. They are having trouble procedures. They were called on an overshift at one time. They weren't set, so they've got to get some straightening out over there on that offense.
1st and 15. They bring Harder to this side of the field. Janacek's looking for him, but there he is. Pat Belanger was with them all the way. He's got the ball in the interception, and he brings it back to the 25-meter line at Tech Bach. And what a play. The veteran corner linebacker Pat Belanger had Daryl Harder all the way on that play.
Well, he did a good job. He's playing that corner linebacker. He gets back in his drop, and they get the receiver running in the end. And Belanger chases him down the field and cuts right in front of the receiver as the ball's thrown, picks it off, and does a good job turn. Here's him. You see Belanger at the bottom of the screen. There's the ball. There he cuts in front of the receiver. And watch the people. Number 10, Davies, and DePath trying to get out and lead front. That defense wants some points.
There's Andrews, the ball carrier, but he's tripped up by number 43 for Tech Bach. That's Rob Pearson, a defensive tackle. Nice play by Pearson. Just a short gain, maybe 1 meter on the play.
Well, we're down under a minute in this third quarter. Bob Churchill looking at about a 2nd and 9 situation here, and I think they'd like to get points here before this quarter ends.
They've got to cash in on this turnover here, Ron, even if it's a field goal.
Well, we saw him throw to the flats a lot against St. Paul's, and they haven't done that much. A couple times to Jameson, but not any to their outside receivers. They're trying to get that quick slant in, so we'll see what they're going to do here. There's a little play-action pass. There's Mike
Richardson was open, but they're just overthrown. The ball hung a little too long.
Little play-action pass and bootleg back the other way, and Richardson leaked out. If he catches the ball, it's a first down. They're inside the 10-yard line, but the ball was a little trend. And as you see Tony DeStagio going off the field, he's hanging his head, very frustrated and not real happy with himself right now. There's Coach Doby. He'll come back. He'll talk to him, get him straightened out. There's no problem.
That was a good call. There's Dwayne Hissoff there in the light blue jacket. He's a quarterback coach. He's talking to Tony. They know the play was there. I'm sure they'll come back to it maybe in the last quarter at the opportune time. But right now, Lauren Davies can put the Bulldogs up 12-0 here with a good kick. There's a high snap, the pin, the kick. He's got a good strong leg. He's wide, and it looks like it's a point for the Bulldogs as it rolls through the end zone. And Churchill jumps ahead 10-0 here with 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Well, I'm sure Davies is being frustrated. He had a lot of success this year all year long kicking field goals. He hit that one from the 35-meter line, and he carried about 15 meters into the end zone, so he's got a lot of leg. That's something that Churchill could fall back on if Tech Bach gets back in this ball game, and they need some points to.
There's a score. Churchill Bulldogs 10, Tech Bach Hornets nothing, and Churchill Bulldogs defense has been the story so far in this game, and their coaches have to be happy, but there's still 12 minutes to play, Ron, and you've got to you play your best football in that last quarter.
Well, you have to. If you don't win that fourth quarter, a lot of times you don't win the ball game. So I know that happened to us against Churchill. Churchill scored on us with about a minute left in the game to beat us 12-9 this year. And if you can't execute in that fourth quarter,
there's the inside give to Godfrey. That's the end. Here's the gun going off the end, the third quarter. And the Churchill Bulldogs lead 10-0.
So far, Churchill's defense has been doing a good job containing Janacek as he comes up to scramble. Here we see just a little handoff to Godfrey.
Good defense. Wow, I think that's the pat down low.
Does a good job playing a good middle linebacker. Grade 11 student, Bob, and doing an excellent job defensively for Churchill.
I was just thinking, Ron, there's a score for our viewers. If any of our viewers are watching this game and you don't have a high school football team in your area, why not start the wheels in motion to have one? If you'd like further information, write Bob Whitlaw, care of the sports department at the Winnipeg High School football, or Winnipeg High School Division, and we'll try and forward some information to you as far as costs.
Well, there's been 2 teams added in the last 3 years, Bob. You know that the Maples came in 3 years ago, and they've been in the playoffs the last 2 years. And of course, this year, River East Kodiak's joined the league.
It'd be just super to see more expansion in the Winnipeg High School Football League. We could have maybe a metro conference and a suburban
a lot of good
conference.
rivalries back and forth. There's some fine wins in the league already, but with the addition of outside schools, it would be an excellent.
2nd and 7 for the Hornets as we're underway here in the fourth quarter. There's Urso. He's got him all the way. Oh, it might be a 10 or 15-meter loss in the play. There's no flags down, and defense wins championship ball games. And so far, this Churchill defense has been devastating. Rick Urso with the outside blitz from his corner linebacking position.
Here we have a problem. Bob Janacek is slow in getting up after the sack by Urso. Watch Urso. He sheds the block, and there's Janacek. It almost looks as if he was setting up a screen pass on that one. The lineman kind of let him sift through, and by looking at the replay, we saw that young Gary DePatt, that grade 11, having a good ball game for the Bulldogs, sitting right in the middle of that screen, and he couldn't throw it.
This is Rick Urso's last game as a high school football player, because I know next year, age-wise, he doesn't qualify, so you can tell that Rick is really putting out. There's a high snap. Janacek needs to get a good kick away. He does again. It's going to be fielded by Urso. Oh, you could tell he misjudged it, but I think he paid the price, Ron, for mishandling the ball.
Well, he got number 55. We came down and landed on top. Pat Morrow, the center, playing both ways. Did a good job getting down, but Urso, the ball got up in the air and didn't quite read it right. The ball kind of died on him a little bit, and he didn't get good hands on it. There's over on the sidelines. There's Coach Doby shouting words of encouragement to his forces out there, and Rick Urso explaining they'll get it straightened out. 11-13 left in the ball game. Churchill's ball, excellent field position. Tech box 43-meter line.
The Bulldogs lead 10-0. The Hornets have got to shut them down here. There's plenty of time left for Tech Bach. 11 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Pistasio looks this way, hangs up to Sanderson. Has come clear. He had to wait for the ball. He ducked he still held on to the ball in first down territory, and it's a big play for the Bulldogs.
Well, they've been running that slant all night long. They ran a little play action, run the fake dive, and Sanderson fakes that slant and ran a corner on the play, wide open. Good throw by Pistasio, big play.
It looked like Pistasio looked to the right on this, first of all.
There he is. There's a fake pitch. Now here it comes. The ball's up and over. Sanderson, good job concentrating, ducks the tackle. If he keeps his feet, who knows what could happen on that one. Good catch by Sanderson. The first-year receiver, second-year ball player for Churchill.
The Bulldogs aren't making too many errors out there today, mental or physical, and that could be one reason why they might be on their way to their second championship in 3 years. There's Sanderson, look in, he's got it. He takes the hit from Mello, but it's close to a first down again. He'll just be short by about a meter.
Well, those linebackers have to honor the dive by Andrews and Poor and Jamison in there, and if he gives that play-action fake, they've got to sit at home waiting for the dive. Here you see Pistasio, there's the fake, boom, little pump, boom.
Oh,
there's the tackle.
Replay.
Number 14, Franz Mello comes in, makes the hit, but Sanderson did a good job of hanging on the football, picking up the, I guess it's short, it's second 2 meters to go, but good catch and good throw by Pistasio.
Tech Bach needs a big defensive play here to take the momentum away. They give to Jamison inside, there's no way. A nice play by, it looks like number 57, Jackman. He just caused a tremendous pile there.
Luditz at the bottom of the pile, too.
That's right, Ron.
I think he picked it up, Bob. He's awful close to that 15-meter line. He had to get to the 16 for the first down. And they're calling timeout for a measurement. Pretty tough to tell from this angle whether he's there or that, but it's awful close.
Maybe while they're measuring this here, Ron, I'll mention some of the winners in minor football. Norbury won the 10-year-old championship. Crescentwood won the 11-year-old championship. Crescentwood the 12-year-old championship. And St. Vital the 13-year-old championship. That was last weekend.
Who's Crescentwood going to feed?
Oh, Crescentwood. Those players are going to Grant Park and Kelvin in a few years.
I'd like to hear that, Coach.
They won 2 championships, the Crescentwood Grizzlies.
Okay, Bob, you just made the first down by the nose of a football. Again, DeStasio coming back to the huddle after visiting with Coach Dobie over on the sidelines. 9:48 to play. Churchill first and 10 at about the 16-meter line going in, winning 10-0 right now. Big series now for Churchill. If they can put one in the end zone, they're in good shape. Tech Block holds them down, trying to get back into this football game.
I would think these Churchill players can taste that championship. Right now, they just got to execute with the fundamentals. There's Andrews. He pops through for maybe 5 meters.
Good off-tackle play. They're just playing power football right now. They just eats up the clock, and they make good time.
That's right. The clock is ticking away here as we talk to you. Good play by Churchill.
Here come, you see them huddle. There's the play. There's Andrews. Turns it up. Good job taking 3 people. 3 people to bring John down, running hard. I know, being associated with them last year, Bob, there were a lot of disappointed ball players on that team after the loss to St. Paul's in the championship game, and they want to make amends for that today.
There's the gift. Andrews, he's got a bit of a hole. He cuts it out and then up, and he's going to be close to a first down. Some smart running. Andrews wrapped both hands around the ball at the end there. Didn't want to fumble.
Good job, weaved in. Set up the defensive back. Tried to take him outside and then cut back inside and picks up the first down. He's inside the 5-meter line, almost to the 4. And it's first and goal for the Bulldogs at the 4-meter line with about 8:45 left to play in this ball game.
I noticed the Churchill principal, Jack Carroll's down in the crowd here to our left, and he's really excited. I know he's very proud of this team, and he would love a championship over there at Churchill. There's no doubt about it, and he might get his wish here with 8 minutes remaining.
Well, this is Jack's 3rd year there, and he's had 3 teams in the finals. And
That's right.
And if they win tonight, it'll be
good initial hit and no touchdown on that play. Good touchdown. I mean, good defense.
That's more like the Tech Block defense that we saw in the first game that Tech Block played Churchill. They're swarming type. They pursued well. They got into it. Limited Andrews that time to a 2-meter gain. However, when you're on the 4-meter line, it doesn't take too many of those to get you in the end zone.
No, we're so far away from the action here, Ron. We better watch this in the monitor. It's really hard to tell what's happening. Well, I don't think we could be much further away from this. It looks like the ball is maybe on the 2-meter line of the Tech Block Hornets. It is second down. The Bulldogs are in good shape, and they just have to punch it over.
Here they come with touchdown, Bob.
Oh, there it is. There's a late indication from the officials. Touchdown, Bulldogs. And Chris Jamieson slanted off left guard. That's Michael Dean, the left guard. Yellen, the center. Ives, the left tackle. What a play for the Bulldogs.
You see it come up. They'll run off left tackle. And watch Poor and Andrews lead block it. Here they go. There's the hit. They hit. Both of them go in,
There's
and you get a shot from the goal line. Touchdown.
Not much doubt about it. Jamieson just across the white line. That's all he had to be.
We saw in that replay, big Jamie Christensen, number 54, signaling the touchdown. They're very happy. 16-0 with 7:46 left to go in the 4th quarter of this championship ball game.
There's a high snap. Davies will punch it through, make the score 17-0 in favor of the Churchill Bulldogs. And I've been talking about the Churchill defense, but I have to give the offense credit there, Ron. Just a super drive. They ate up a lot of time in the clock, and right now they can sort of smell that championship trophy.
Well, that's the
sure.
thing. If you've got a power offense like Churchill has, and you can control the football for as long amounts of time as they can, picking up the first downs, you're in good shape. Tech Block doesn't have the power offense, but they've got the quick scoring offense. For Tech Block to score 17 points in the last 8 minutes of this football game, that's no problem for them. They've got the receivers and the quarterback that can do it. Now the responsibility is on the Churchill defense to prevent them from getting off those big plays that we saw happen in the first half. Lauren Davies will be kicking off again. And remember last time he kicked it down to about the 11-meter line, and he's got excellent leg, and the special teams of Churchill have been playing well tonight.
There's Lauren Davies approaching the ball, kind of hooks the ball, and no, it won't go to bounds. It turns out to be a good kick in this situation. 44, they just ground the ball. Number 21, Chmielewski, sort of pins him in his own unique way.
Well, he kind of got flipped over by the blocker on that, and there you see Dana Shelby, number 19. He's a little frustrated. I'm sure they'd like to get a return out of that, but the ball took a good bounce by Davies. And fortunately for Tech Block, they recovered. It's a free ball, Bob, and there's no 5 yards that they have 5 meters they have to give them on kickoffs. That's just on punts and field goal attempts.
Once again, today the meter men from Tech Box School are doing a terrific job working the chain gang here. What a reliable crew. This is, I think, the third year they've been doing it. They're doing a super job for us here. There's a low-level shot of Janacek straight back to pass. They've got to air the ball out. There's a long one. Renaud's gone open again. He's got the ball this time. He's on his way. Parliament once again saves the day for the Bulldogs as he slides over.
We got a flag, Bob. We got a flag down. We got a flag down in the backfield down here. The referee is bringing it up. We'll see what happens, whether it was a rough play on someone back there. But that was, we talked about, the explosiveness of that Tech Bach offense. Here we see Janacek dropping back, looking. They got Shelby, or they've got number 21 and 25 going deep. There's the play. Good play by Cam Parliament on this one to save the cutback for a touchdown. But I said there was a flag on the play.
The penalty's been marked off. It'll be first down Tech Bach. They still got a terrific gain on the play, but it could have been another 10 meters besides that, that's for sure.
Well, the penalty was against Tech Bach. It was after the completion and run,
right.
So it doesn't bring the play back.
Finally, that's about the third time today they've had the receiver open. Well, once they did catch a very similar looking play earlier in the game, but fans are wondering, is it too late for Tech Bach? And I don't think so. There's still enough time here. If they can go down, Ron, in this particular drive and punch it in for a touchdown. There's the pitch to Renaud. He's going to pass back to Janacek, I believe, but he's defended by Davies, and the play just goes for a 4-meter gain as Lorne Davies, the veteran corner linebacker, wasn't fooled on that play.
Well, Coach Dennis Fenton has done a good job with that linebacking crew of Churchill. We've mentioned Belanger a lot, Getty, DePath, and Davies and Urso. And here we see how well they stay at home. There's Davies reading it. Renaud gets the ball, comes back, throws in Janacek, and they bang. There's Davies right there on the plate, and there's Urso coming in. They're both sitting at home trying to read. They're looking for screens, reverses, any type of gimmick play, something like that that can give Tech Bach a big play.
2nd and 8.
Here we got a reverse, Bob.
Reverse to Renaud this way, gets a good block from the quarterback. He's coming down around the 30-meter line. He might go. Davies is blocked. Oh, he's knocked out of bounds by Hutchison down around the 10-meter line. A nice play for Tech Bach, and that sure woke up the Tech Bach supporters here today.
We'll see that set up. They start out with a sweep action to the left, Bob, and they just have Renaud comes back, and they give it. Here it is. You see the pitch there, 32. There's the handoff. Turns it inside. Tony Wall just misses him. There's the Christensen's chasing a good outside cut, and here we'll get a hit by Hutchinson to save the tackle. Or to save the touchdown, I should say.
Nice
Knocked him out on the 9-meter line.
Darryl Renaud, probably the top receiver in the high school football league. That's the kind of kid you want on the tail end of those reverses. First down Hornets. There is 6 minutes remaining and the clock running. Janacek, quarterback sneak. Touchdown Hornets!
That puts them back in, Bob. They can get a good series of plays out of their defense, and they get the ball back. You can see just how explosive they are. They scored in a little over a minute and a half. Of course, the big play of the drive was the long pass to Renaud.
That's right.
On the replay like that, Bob, it looked like Janacek just read the defense and just took off.
You think they'll go for the 2 points here, Ron? I guess they are.
Well, if they take 2, that puts them at 8. That puts them down by 9. They still have to come back, but they have to take these 2 points when they can.
5:44 remaining. Janacek rolls out.
Urso's got him.
And that's the end of that 2-point conversion attempt. Rick Urso, one of the defensive stars of the game. That's for certain. The score is 17-6 in favor of the Churchill Bulldogs, and they've got to hang on now for 5 minutes and 44 seconds to wrap up their second championship in 3 seasons.
Well, it's pretty tough to throw the football when you've got Rick Urso hanging all over you, and that's what Janacek had problems with that time. Good job by the secondary. Again, Dennis Fenton and Daryl Mays are doing an excellent job with the people they've got working back there at the linebacking and defensive backcourt. I'm sure that they're a little upset with the people and the fact that they've been able to throw deep so successfully, but if they only give up minimum points, as long as they don't give them another 11 points, they're in good shape. Now, as we watch the teams come out on the field, Tech Bach to line up, you have to wonder whether or not Coach Conrad's going to call an onside kick, try to get the ball back. As we look at the score, Churchill 17 with a touchdown by Janacek, Tech Bach 6. Onside kick possibilities here. Churchill is defending against it. They've got 11 people up within 25 yards of the football with Jamison deep. Churchill's, once they get the football offensively, there's the onside kick.
It's covered very nicely there by one of the Bulldogs to try and get his number. A nice sure-handed catch.
Pat Belanger made the catch, grabbed the ball and covered it up. No chance of fumble on that time. Now, if Churchill's offense can get out and control the football, this game could be over by the time they get off the field. Such a power offense that they have. Here we'll see here's Janacek coming up with the onside. He's just trying to get it 10 meters down, and You'll see that Belanger over on the far sideline catches the ball and goes down. No chance of fumble. He didn't want to turn the ball over.
It's nice to have those veteran players in that situation, Ron. The
Well,
Bulldogs
he's
take
been around
over.
for 2 years as a starter. He's doing a good job.
That's
Here
right. They
comes
give to
Andrews again. Good block by Jamieson.
He switches the ball to his cast hand. Mello with the tackle. Andrews meets him and runs out of bounds for a nice 8-meter gain by John Andrews. And
I'm sure Franz Miller doesn't want to take Andrews too many more times on the sidelines like that. Good block by Chris Jamieson on the corner linebacker as he comes out.
he's got terrific balance, number 34.
Watch Jamie, watch Jamie. Here he comes out. Watch him chop 34. Excellent block. And then Andrews turns it out, switches the ball. No chance fumble. And bang, there's the hit. Good run. Picks up 8.5. 2nd and 2.
I don't think the Bulldogs will get fancy at this point in the game. There's a picture of the stadium in the background. We're back to live action. 2nd and 2. And they just give to the second man. Jamieson lowers his head. First down territory for the Bulldogs with 5 minutes remaining.
Well, again, they're just running the basic things. Run it off tackle, run outside. Let your people do the work that have been doing it for you all year long. The clock is going. What can you do? Tech Block has to come up and stop them if they want to get back into this. They're down 17-6 with 5 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter.
Churchill just hasn't hurt themselves here at all with penalties, miscues. They played a real solid game mentally from what I can see. Showing a lot of poise here. They do have a lot of veterans, 18 of them in this game today. There goes Andrews. He cuts up. Nice play by number 28, Brian Kemp, with the tackle. A good sure tackle, and there looks to be a gain of about, we'll give him 4 meters on the play.
Well, you have to wrap up on Andrews. You just can't try to arm tackle him. You have to come in and make contact with the shoulder on him, and that's what Kemp did. There he is going back to the huddle. It was a good hit, but then, flag down on the play, Bob. Didn't see it as the play developed. They got procedure against Churchill, so I'm sure they'll take the play, but then again, that gives them another down and more time to eat up that clock.
That's right. We'll wait to see when that clock starts ticking off here, Ron. If it starts with the referee
there it goes.
There.
Ball's ready for play, and the clock is ticking. 4:35 left now in this fourth quarter.
The Bulldogs lead 17-6 here as they go after their second championship in 3 years, and the Hornets just trying to steal a little momentum from there. Here goes Chris Jamieson for a short game, but they're interested in eating up a lot of time right now. They're into that part of the field, Ron. It's kind of chewed up, but we were out there before the game started, and really for November the 5th, it's in good shape.
Well, they've got to be happy with the way the weather just turned out. As we talked on Tuesday night, there's only been one bad night for football, and that was the Friday night that we had the games here. Probably the worst one ever was the one Tech Block Calvin here. It was just an absolute mud bath out there, but the Winnipeg Enterprise has done a good job getting the field ready, and it's in excellent shape.
2nd and 12. Here goes Andrews. Jamieson in position to block. Andrews is brought down on a nice play by, looks like number 34.
34, yeah. That's Ron Burley again. He did a good job playing off the block by Jamieson that time. Jamieson tried to get into his feet. He pushed him off and made the tackle on Andrews. Watch the backfield action as it comes. Here we come. Power. There's Jamieson. Here he tries to make the tackle, plays him off, and comes around and makes the tackle. Good job by Burley.
You know, Ron, we've had 6 different champions the last 6 years. Maybe the Churchill Bulldogs are going to break that little streak and become the first team to win 2 championships in the last 7 years. There's a bad snap.
Good
Mulvaney
job by
again
Mulvaney.
gets it away.
Excellent.
No roughing. A good punt. Gordon's got the ball for the Hornets. He's trying to go across field, but good special teams. Look at those guys downfield. Jamie Christensen, the initial man downfield there.
Well, for someone who's playing in their first year of high school football, Mulvaney sure is showing a lot of poise in that. Or a fumbled snap that time, and he gets it off. Excellent punt. Here's it. There's the kick. Excellent kick down there, left-footed. Belanger coming down to mid-tackle. It turns it back, and there's Christensen. Tony Wall, and was that 40? Was that the Pap come in to make the final hit?
Yes.
Hugh Gordon doing a good job trying to break back across the grain, trying to get a big gainer for Tech. 3:09 left, and Tech Block needs some points in a hurry, Bob.
There's Ed Janacek. Back to pass, a little pump fake, a nice arc in the ball. He's open again. Renaud, Hutchison's got him at up near midfield. Nice play, Hornets, as they advance the ball.
Well, what they're doing, Renaud just ran an out, about 10-yard out. Janacek pumps, and number 21, Sholonetsky, bites on the out, and that allows Renaud to turn up. Here we'll go. Here's Janacek. Watch him as he goes back. Here's the pump fake. There it is. That's the out. Now he's up, and here's the throw. And you notice the cushion that Renaud has gotten by that move. Good play by Hutchison to come back and get the tackle. We just hear the 3-minute whistle. 2:55 actually on the clock right now. We've got to get some
Here's
Krasniqi
to this side of the field. He's a good receiver too as they look for him down the middle. He's there. Oh, it's just deflected at the last second. I believe number 31 did the deflecting. Ken Everett into the game at defensive back there for the Bulldogs. Nice play, Ken.
Okay, yes, and we have to remind you fans to stay with us after the broadcast because the presentation of the high school football championship trophy will be presented, and we'll be having some interviews with some of the important ball players and the coaching staffs of these two teams.
Second and 10 situation. Here's Janacek back to pass. A nice little screen to Peter Rasky. He heads off to the left side, but number 21, Chmielewski's there, and one of the other defensive backs is in on the play for the Bulldogs. And right now, Ron Gustafson's going to make his way down to field level there, where Mr. Vidrick, Mr. Muchmore, and there's some other people here from the Winnipeg School Division are going to present the championship trophy to the winning team immediately following this game. And please stay tuned for Ron Gustafson for some interviews immediately following the game after the presentation. There's Renaud with the ball. There's a low-angle shot of some of the action going on. The referees are going to have a little huddle here, sort out the flag, see what's wrong. Here's a replay for the viewers. Oh, it's a nice fake there. Fake me, fake the cameraman out. There's the play on the far side of the field. It was kind of hard to pick things up there. But the end result, if you're a Hornet fan, bad news. They just didn't make it for a first down, and right now Churchill takes over with 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining, and they've got to hold on to the ball, run for a few first downs. Tony DeStasio making sure that they use up all the time they can on the play, but the clock doesn't start running till it's snapped, Tony. Here we go. John Andrews coming to this side of the field, eating up a lot of time. He turns it out, and they run out of bounds here. One of the officials, Bob Toth, marks the ball. A short gain on the play, if any. There's a picture of John, the league leading scorer. There's a nice picture of him in the Sun paper earlier this week as the outstanding amateur athlete. He was featured. We'll probably get a good chance to see John. Here he comes towards our broadcast area at the 50-meter line. He's knocked out of bounds. The yardstick boys got out of the way. .2:11 remaining as they haven't really eaten up too much time here. The clock starts. Andrews off right. Oh, he's got all kinds of room. He turns it up. He's going to have first down for the Bulldogs. And if you're a Tech Box supporter, you didn't want to see that hole open up as the Bulldogs can taste that championship. There's a nice low-level shot. There's Ives and Dean, the left side of the Churchill line. They've done a super job opening holes. The right side gets a little more publicity with Christensen and Holt and Richardson over there, but the left side has just been super today, and I know Paul Normando's got to be very happy with that offensive line. Just a tremendous job. First down, Bulldogs, 1:45 remaining. They give to Jamieson. He wraps both hands around the ball. No gain on the play. Good defense by the Hornets. Lewitt in on the tackle. 1:40 remaining. There's a picture of our clock here at the Velodrome. It's Saturday afternoon. You're probably watching this game late Sunday morning. A reminder, 1 week from when you're watching this game, the Blue Bombers are going to be playing a playoff game at the stadium, so please get out there and support them as they go into the semifinals here in the Western Football Conference. But back to the high school championship. Here's Andrews eating up time. He heads outside. He protects the ball, and a good play by number 14, Mello, to dive over Andrews, not get a spearing penalty on the play. And it looks like a kicking situation now facing the Bulldogs, and you can bet that the Hornets are going to be coming on the rush in this play. Ron Gustafson's made his way down to the trophy area there with Cass Vidrick, and Mr. Muchmore, the secondary superintendent, is there to be doing the presentation. Ron, maybe you could give me a little hand signal if you can hear me down there. If you can hear me, Ron, maybe you can give me a little hand signal down there. There's a snap, a good snap, a good rush, no roughing, over. Oh, it's mishandled by Renaud. He picks the ball up, heads outside as a good block. Gordon really put a block on Urso. There goes Renaud out of bounds around the 30-meter line of Tech Bach, and the clock is run down to 52 seconds remaining. And it's celebration time here, a little prematurely maybe for some Bulldog fans, but wow. Here's a replay of that last kick. There's a shot of the Churchill bench. They're pretty happy. They just got to finish things off here in the last 52 seconds. There's Jamie Christian and Cam Parliament running Renaud out of bounds. First down, Janacek in the shotgun formation. He's going to throw the ball deep. You can bet on that. He pump fakes, and I think he's caught. No, he passes out here to Gottfried. Oh, he breaks away. No, Davies with a good play. That's the left corner linebacker, Lorne Davies, staying at home, not going prematurely for any of the faking or anything. Just a real good play by Lorne Davies, a 3-year veteran. Right now, timeout Hornets with 39 seconds remaining. Right now, I'd like to thank VPW on behalf of the high school football coaches. I know you fellas have done a super job all year long, and what a way to finish off the season here with a thrilling game between the Churchill Bulldogs and the Tech Bach Hornets. 39 seconds remaining. Churchill leads 17-6. Ron Gustafson, if you can hear me down at field level, maybe you could give me a little hand signal. Apparently not right now. He's getting briefed by John Prentice, our production assistant, Jim McGregor, the director-producer of this show. Thank you very much. And Graham Southgate, our audio man, Murray Duchelle, and all technicians and cameramen, thank you for your help all through the year. On behalf of all the coaches on Winnipeg High School Football League, and John Schneider, too, the technical director, we missed him. I know Alf Carboni, Nelson, Jones, Warren, Sandy. I don't believe they're here today doing the cameras, but they've done a terrific job in other games for us. Remember, stay tuned after the game. We're going down to field level with Ron Gustafson, the presentation of the trophy. There's Janacek back to pass, 35 seconds remaining. Kazmarowicz is in to cause Janacek to go down on one knee, and the play is whistled dead right there. And that'll bring up a third down situation right now. There's a shot of the Churchill mascot. That isn't a bear, that's a bulldog. Right now, we've got a third down situation for the Tech Bach Hornets. This is their last gasp here as the Janacek's back in the shotgun formation. 23 seconds remaining. The time is ticking off, and Ed's got to air it out kind of deep here for a first down. He does. He puts everything into the pass. It's hanging. Krasnetsky's got good position. No, it goes incomplete. No interference on the play, and the Bulldogs are taking over. And that about wraps it up here. If you're a Bulldog fan, it's almost celebration time with 11 seconds remaining. Ron Gustafson, if you can hear me down at field level, maybe give me a little hand sign there. No, apparently not. There's a shot of some of the people remaining. Most of them are just ready to converge on that field and head to the Churchill huddle. I recognize a lot of those Blue Jackets. That's Churchill territory right there. That's for sure. What a super championship game. It's been a terrific season here in the Winnipeg High School Football League. This year, 6 teams made the playoffs for the first time, and it looks like the Bulldogs are the survivors. The clock will start on the snap of the ball. DeStasio falls down. He's tagged by Mello, and that will just eat up 2 seconds on the play, but I believe the clock will start ticking away on the snap of the ball. This Churchill team this year, they're very similar to a team from St. Paul's last year that won the championship. They're not big physically, but they execute very well. And they just haven't beat themselves with penalties and turnovers in this championship game. A super job of coaching by the 6 gentlemen involved over there on the Churchill team. The clock has run out. This will be the last play. It's celebration time. Tony DeStasio's got the ball. He throws it up, and it's party time on that field.
Hundreds of fans from the Churchill cheering section going out onto the field, mobbing the Churchill Bulldogs. We're down here with Mr. Cass Vidrick and Mr. Dick Muchmore representing Winnipeg 1 to present the trophy to the Churchill Bulldogs this year, and maybe I can get your views of the game, Cass.
Well, I thought it was a very good game under certainly ideal conditions. We've been very fortunate today to get such good conditions to play the game in.
Okay, Mr. Muchmore, presenting the trophy.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Presenting the trophy. What were your impressions of the game?
I thought it was an excellent game. High school games are always exciting, and this was no exception. I think both teams are worthy of presence in the final for the championship, and Tech Vox certainly did a credit to stop a very tough Churchill team, and Churchill are very worthy holders of this year's title. I'm very proud of them.
Thank you. Cash, you've got to be pleased with the way the Winnipeg High School Football League's been going and the fact that they've had 7 different champions the last 7 years.
Yes, I think that bodes well for the league. The competition has been very good in both divisions, and we're very pleased about that. The addition to our league this year, River East has certainly done very, very well, almost made the finals. So we're very, very pleased with the progress that we're making.
I guess the next question is, there's been a lot of talk in the papers and a lot of people in other divisions that they want to get into the Winter High School Football League. I know Brandon is one team that mentioned a possible playoff game. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but do you have any views on that? What could possibly happen, a provincial playoff or whatever?
Well, we thought there might be some sort of a challenge for the provincial championship this year from emanating from Brandon, but we haven't heard from them yet, so it's getting kind of late. But it's very difficult for us to say whether the league can expand much more than we have. We have a difficult time getting the games in the short time frame that we have. But we're pleased to see other schools interested in playing football.
I know there's been some problems within the league itself. One part of the major problem that was happening this year was the failure of Gordon Bell to field the team, and I think expansion, we have to look at what's going on within the league before we decide if we want to get out into other expansion teams.
Well, we hope that Gordon Bell will be back in the league one of these days. Some of the other teams have been in and out. Tech Vox is an example. They were out a few years ago, came back very, very strong, and the same with Elliman. So we're kind of hoping that in a year or two, maybe things will change at Gordon Bell.
Well, that's good. Hopefully the Churchill Bulldogs will be over so we can get the trophy presentation from the championship team. And as they make their way over, Tech Vox is filing by. A very well-played game by both teams, Tech Vox and Churchill. This year, Churchill winning the championship, second year out of the last 3. Of course, last year they lost to St. Paul's. And here they are, signaling number 1, it's the Churchill Bulldogs. We're trying to get them over for the trophy presentation. Right to the top. I'll come around behind you.
Captain's up front. Whole team over here, captain's up front. All right. Be right in behind.
We're down here surrounded by the champions, the victorious Churchill Bulldogs, ready for the trophy presentation by Mr. Cass Vidrick and Mr. Dick Muchmore.
Boys, I'd like to present to you Mr. Richard Muchmore, the superintendent of secondary schools in Winnipeg. He's going to present the trophy. Mr. Muchmore?
Just before I present the trophy to you fellas, I'd like to say I thought you played a fantastic game. I thought that Tech Vox was a worthy opponent, which makes your victory even better. I'd like to congratulate Coach Dobie and all of the players on the team for an excellent performance, a great season. Good job.
Surrounded by the championship Churchill Bulldogs, they're ecstatic about the win. I'll talk to you later, okay? I gotta go. Okay. shot of the championship trophy being held up in the air by the victorious Churchill Bulldogs. You gotta be intelligent to talk on this. That would be bad. We're waiting for some interviews here on the sideline from the victorious players. Linebacker, the Churchill Bulldogs here talking to some Pat. Victory is sweet.
Yeah, it is. After last year's loss, especially. You know, it's always great to win.
You're playing an excellent job at linebacker. I noticed this year you're playing some special teams, doing a good job containment on the chase man on the punt team.
Yeah. Well, last year I guess, you know, because this year I gained a little weight and everything. Last year it was mostly, you know, one of the smallest guys on the team. And, you know, it's always good to be, you get more playing time and everything.
The interception. Tell us about the interception as they ran across.
Put it this way, the slot back went out. I just saw Janacek roll out, and the ball went up, and I stepped in front of it. But as one of my coaches say, I'll never be a halfback.
The thing is, you caught the ball first. That's what counts.
Yeah, that's always.
Congratulations, Pat. Excellent game.
Thank you very much.
Oh, John Andrews, leading scorer in Winnipeg High School football this year. John, again, seeing all you guys as you come off, winning is sweet.
Oh, I can't describe it. I can't believe it seems like a dream. You know, Tech Fox is an excellent team. It was a tough contest. We just grounded out and we came out on top, and the defense wanted for this.
There's comment up in the box that the running attack of you guys today, of the Bulldogs, fared a lot better than it did the first time you played Tech Fox in the regular season. Did you make any adjustments to rectify that?
Well, we played in the third game of the year, and this is our 10th game, and we made a few adjustments. We ran power weeks to Chris and a few counters. We went through a blocking scheme on the line, and we had Chris and Steve, the two blocking backs, block out the outside linebacker, and I just cut it up and hopefully get to the outside.
Good, excellent football game. What does next year hold in store for you?
Oh, I don't know. I might go to university. I don't know. It depends. I'll see how the off season goes. Work out, run track, and try to be a little better.
Okay, good luck. Fine season. Good luck next year. Who else we have here? We're over here. Oh, Mr. Carroll. Can I get over here? Mr. Carroll, congratulations. A fine win.
Hi. I think these boys really have shown that they're tough. They're tough. They had a real tough game against St. Paul's the other night with the overtime. A number of them were hurting very bad, and they've come back and played tough today. I think they deserve to win. It was a great game. The last two games were great, and I just want to congratulate them. I think they deserve everything they got.
Well, they played well. You have to be happy. You've had 3 years at Churchill, and 3 times you've been here in the championship football game. This is the second time now you've been down after a victorious season.
This is just a great bunch of boys, and they deserve everything that they're getting today because they've really hung in tough.
Good. Thank you very much. Brian Dobie. Oh, well, we got Tony and George. Here we got Tony DeStasio, the core starting quarterback, and George Sanderson. A few times tonight you started running slant patterns and throw the ball inside, reading the linebackers. Can you comment on that, George? First you.
Well, we just didn't, like we always do, just do slants if it's wide open. That's what we did, we just threw the ball.
Okay, Tony, throwing the ball well. You got shaken up on that first sack. Is the shoulder giving you a problem? I know you had been banged up earlier in the year. Blindside shot, you came back and played well. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it was just a shot in the side. It was more winded than anything. It was all right after a few minutes. Just shook it off. It was okay.
Good. Okay, George, we ran on one play. You ran that slant, and then you took it back to the corner. Was that something you made an adjustment on the sideline, or did you and Tony decide that in the huddle?
No, it was a bootleg. It was one of the plays we did bootleg. That I just make slant and then go out for a corner.
It was excellent day, excellent season. Tony had an excellent season, threw the ball well. Pretty tough when you have running backs, Jamison, Andrews, and Poor. Pretty tough not to do well.
Oh yeah, when you got guys like Anders and Jamison, you don't have to throw it that much. You don't have to take the chance, and they're picking up 6 yards every time. It's easy.
You also have to be impressed with the offensive line that you have.
Oh yeah, that was a big question mark this year, and they just came through great. Flying colors are awesome.
Really good. Congratulations to both of you. We'll try to get Coach Dobie here on the screen. Who we have here? Chris coming up. Come on in, Chris. Congratulations. Good football game. 2 touchdowns tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that says that, though. Okay. What was the first play? First play, you had Andrews running some motion, and you just took it up the middle, and things popped.
Yeah, they're on second down and long. They pull out their linebackers, and the holes are just wide. They're huge. So we call the 42 dive. It was just daylight all the way right to the goal line.
Oh, you ran well, took the ball. The second touchdown looked like you ran that weak power that you guys have been doing the last 3 or 4 games this season.
We just started in the last couple games, the weak side powers, and they really work well. So I guess that was it.
That's it. I tell you, it's pretty tough to key on anyone. They've been trying to key on John Anders all game long, being the leading scorer in the high school football league. But when you have a backfield of Poor, yourself, and John Anders, it's pretty difficult to key on anybody.
Well, yeah, just like I was saying before to the other people, like John's was the league was his. So I was saying that playoffs would be mine.
Well, you sure did a good job. Excellent game against St. Paul's on Thursday night. Pretty physical. A lot of people got banged up, but you guys came back and played well tonight.
Oh yeah, a lot of hitting. St. Paul's was a real game. They were really popping, but these guys, I don't know. I don't know what was in their drinking water.
Whatever it was, the guys came by. Maybe we can get Bob in here for a minute while we're waiting for Brian Dobie to come over here. Bob, what are your impressions on today's game?
Well, I really enjoyed it. It started out, it was kind of a slow game, maybe from an entertainment point of view, but then finally in the second quarter, things got going there, and then I think Jamison might have snuck a touchdown in or something, and all of a sudden that perked up the whole game, and I really enjoyed it. It really turned out kind of what I thought it would be. I thought both defenses were, are very good defenses, and that sort of is evidence in the score. And I'm just glad that it was a good game. The weathermen cooperated with anybody. I don't think any of the players suffered much of an injury. And Ron, go ahead there with the dog.
Well, here we are, the big Churchill Bulldog here, a big factor in the game. We're always present at the ball games. Your impressions here. What should we call you, Winston or what? Winston's fine. Okay, here we go.
I think we had to win the championship because we were the best team in the league. There was no doubt in my mind from the first game that we'd win it. I think we did a damn good job.
Well, an excellent football. Did you do it? Well, it's been said. I don't know if you can do it or not. Do you enjoy doing this type of work?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's great fun. You get the fans all rowdy, and we just, we get out there and we just really have a blast. And it makes the players feel good. It makes me feel good. It makes the audience feel good. It's just great.
I guess everybody feels good after this one.
Yeah,
Pretty tough to be down after winning a high school city championship.
Me?
Pretty tough to be down after winning a high school city championship.
That's for sure. We'll be up for about the next 2 months, and then we'll have to win something else,
Well, good luck. Hopefully you can do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, we're just going to kill a minute or two here to get Coach Dobie over, and I was just I'm going to rehash different things in the season. I'd like to mention the teams who did make the playoffs in the first quarterfinal round. The Daniel McIntyre Maroons were eliminated by Churchill. And then I'm just trying to recall the other games. Can you help me out there? I'm just trying to think what the other semifinal was.
Well, then,
I know Tech Vac had
Maples
5.
beat St. John's.
Maples beat St. John's, and what had to be a very disappointing game as far as St. John's was concerned. I know that. And
I see. Brian's
and then these
ready,
teams
Bob.
advanced for. I know these were the best teams that advanced naturally for a 16 format for the first time, and the Churchill are the survivors. And right now we'd like to bring on the head coach, Brian Dobie. And Ron, take it away.
Okay, Brian, come on in. Congratulations, Coach. I've been on the sidelines with you before during this presentation. It's kind of, I'm glad to see. I'm real impressed. You have to be pleased with the way the kids played. A very physical football game on Tuesday night against St. Paul's, and they came back and put it together today.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with them. You've coached our school for so long. You know what kind of kids they are, and you know all those guys. They play with so much heart, and after that St. Paul's game, we were pretty beat up, and we had a lot of guys hurting, and they wanted it so badly, and they won it.
You've got to be pleased with the way your program's developed. You've been in the city final 3 years out of the last 3. Things have to be going well.
Yeah, it keeps rolling along. I have to give a lot of credit to you and the interviewer here, but really, since you came on staff, it made a big difference, and things started rolling, and they've just been getting better and better. The kids in our junior high, that's our only feeder, as you know, and they play for the Fort Rouge Packers, and so we're looking at one school. We don't draw from anywhere, but they're so intense at our school, and it's football, and they want to be a Bulldog, and they want to carry on the tradition, and it's very, very traditional now, and it's working for us.
Well, I think a lot of the success you have to do is goes to the coaching staff you have, and it's been pretty consistent over the last 4 or 5 years, and you have to give tribute to them if you want to mention to them and tell them.
I sure do. And I've mentioned in a couple other interviews here too. Our defensive coaches, first of all, were really prepared for Ed Janatacek and what they were going to run, and Dave Bonus with our offensive line, Dennis Fenton, our linebackers, and Daryl Mazer, who's done a great job always for us in the secondary. Offensively, Dwayne Hissop took your place this year and really worked so well with Tony as our quarterback coach. And then, of course, Paul Normando, who I think is just the greatest offensive line coach in the world and just a super leader and inspiration to our kids.
Tech Vaughan played an exceptional football game. Coach Whitlaw and I up in the box alluded to the fact there was 6 minutes left in the ball game and the score 17-0. You still weren't out of the woods with the way they can put points on the board.
That's right. We were worried to a point, but we felt that we were getting good pressure on Janatacek. For him to throw it up long all the time, he had to do it under pressure, and as long as we had that pressure, we were okay. We had pretty good cover, but he sure laid the ball in there well sometimes. He's a great quarterback. I'd really like to extend a lot of credit to Greg Conrad and Gene Lakuziak and the guys over there, Bo Keating. They've done a great job with their program too. They came from nowhere a couple of years back and lost in the semifinal last year, and boy, they had those kids really fired up to win a championship, and it's too bad, one team wins it, and it's really tough. Play poker, it's tough to finish second.
We know that, don't we? It happened. You're right. The Tech Vaughan has got it going with. They've been in the playoffs the last 2 years. Last year they lost the eventual city champion St. Paul's in the semifinals, and then this year they had a real good game against Maples, 38-2, coming into the final. They were ready to play, and I think that you guys took it to them. We were real impressed with the way the offensive line played and took it to that huge defensive line of Tech Vaughan.
Well, our offensive line people have come a long way. We won the championship in '81 with a lot of veterans, and in '82 we had them and we lost in the championship game, and now this year we turned them all over. We graduated our entire offensive line, so all the players were rookie offensive linemen, and all the credit to them and the effort they put in, and to Paul Normando for the job he's done with them. He took them right back to basics, ground floor, and turned them into tremendous football players. And I'd like to see a couple of them out of Manitoba next year. I think they can handle it.
Well, that possibility is there. We get going, Coach. Excellent win. Congratulations.
Great. Thanks a lot, Ron.
Okay.
Congratulations, Coach. Thanks, Bob.
Okay, Bob, maybe we should wrap this up here.
Yeah, we still got about a minute to go here, and on behalf of all the high school coaches, I'd like to thank VPW for their excellent coverage this year. I'd like to thank Tom Sherbrooke, who's not here. He had to be down in the States this weekend, and it's just been a super season. I hope a lot of you people who viewed these games, again, if you don't have a high school football team in your area, maybe get the wheels in motion to have one. And if you really like the productions of VPW, why not send a letter to Videon? That's the company really that these productions are done through. And again, on behalf of Ron Gustis and myself, Bob Whitlaw, thank you all for viewing high school football here on Channel 13 VPW.